Hey, before we begin, let's thank our sponsors like Inspect All Pest Services, providing the highest quality termite, pest, and wildlife control. But that's not all they do. Inspect All can take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. InspectAllServices.com. The Mad Dog, Manny Aurora at the Aurora Law Firm, litigating all over the United States, based out of Georgia, criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, and more. TheAuroraLawFirm.com. Ridgeline Counseling, you need help? I suggest you get help from the best in the business. That would be one Dr. David Markwell and his 10 therapists. 3 locations in Georgia, Sprayberry High School and Sandy Plains, right across from there. That's in East Cobb, Marietta near the Square, and McKaysville outside of Blue Ridge, but can also do virtual sessions no matter where you listen to the BS. Dr. David Markwell can help you. MarkwellTherapy.com or email him directly, ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. FBC Insurance, perfect for new homeowners or people just looking to reshop their current insurance policies, which is always a good idea. 5-star service, shop over 35 A-rated companies. They'll help you shop carriers and find insurance, whether it's for your home, flood, auto, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or just a personal policy. 888-308-1841, or you can email them info@fbcinsuranceservices.com, or just get a quote online, fbcinsuranceservices.com. Multi-policy bundle discounts. Rachel Guy, that's my guy, your guy. My wife, looking to buy or sell a house in Florida or Georgia, she can help. 404-797-4600, or you can email her. I am rachelguy@gmail.com. Keep it clean. Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia, family-owned and operated, which we love, a Generac generator dealer offering sales, service, installation, and repair of automatic home standby and portable generators. And each and every one of you, when you become a customer at Alternate Power Solution, gets an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract. Call or request a free in-home assessment there on their website, poweringgeorgia.com. A+ rating with the BBB, 770-853-7571. And remember, $500 off your entire installation by using the discount code Bailey, my last name. JHM Land Solutions, family-owned and operated, grading, land clearing, mulching, and a tree company. There is no project too big or too small for JHM Land Solutions, servicing Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. It is solutions for your outdoor space. All that stuff out there that you don't want to clean up, that's where JHM Land Solutions comes into play, and they are great. 770-274-9120. Jayco Contracting, we're talking about one Cliff Bratcher, gutter and roofing specialist, and a guy not only that's great and cool, but you can trust. Works 7 days a week and always for you. 770-316-3876. Licensed and insured gutter and roofing specialist, covering all of Georgia. Platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, the creator of the Pink Panther. Plus free gutter guards with the purchase of a roof. Satisfaction guaranteed, commercial and residential. JaycoContracting.com. Again, 770-316-3876 for Cliff. And then a live ozone therapy spa. Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa. That's mine and Rach's new spa, providing ozone therapy administered through the Hockett sauna, the most non-invasive way to receive ozone therapy. Red light therapy, presso therapy, halo therapy, chromiotherapy, PEMF grounding mat, and more. Plus ozone-infused products online at AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com. Right now, Black Friday sales going on, deals, specials. Take advantage of them by using the code HOLIDAY30. Always BS10 for 10% off, but the Black Friday ones are even better. Obviously, that's 30% off. And if you're in town, please stop by. We want to help heal your body, whether it's for maintenance or a specific issue. This is cutting-edge technology in the healthcare world. I've seen it work with my own 2 eyes. AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com. Remember, if you want to sponsor the podcast and or radio show that airs Saturday mornings in Orlando on WJRR or Jacksonville on Planet Radio, we would love to have you. Currently looking for more sponsors. Reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. Tickets for Podcast and Pours 4 with Saliva, Distinct Grace, and now Riley Risa up there on thebaileyshow.com, as well as your submissions for Livin Rent Free so I can pay a month of rent for you for the month of December, thanks to Inspect All Pest Services. So lots going on. TheBaileyShow.com. Please support all of our sponsors. They mean a lot to us. We appreciate them, and I hope you do too. All right, let's begin.
What do we want to talk about?
To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Welcome to the Bailey Show podcast, a guy show women love to listen to.
Intellectually immature nonsense.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS. That's BS.
Okay, then, let's do it.
Yeah, there it is. Episode 279 of the BS. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. Right there, that's the iron-fisted one. Chuck Lensford. What up, Chuck?
What's up, man? Just so you know that when you are staying at your parents' home, you find a lot of photos of yourself that you are embarrassed, so you have to destroy them.
Yeah, my wife just posted a picture, an old movie poster, a movie I was in years and years ago, and not that I forgot about it, but I was like, where did you find that? And my mother has been just unloading stuff to us, in which I've had to tell her to stop, which, like, I don't want to bring up my mother because it's another, I don't know when I'll have this conversation, but I don't want to go back to that Jason and mother conversation, but it's happening all over again. Anyway, there's the B-Man, Branden Thrasher. Hello, B-Man.
Yo, what up? I just saw blasphemy right here. Can you dare believe that Applebee's is claiming they have a better chicken sandwich than Chick-fil-A right now? I just saw it on the TV.
That is blasphemy. I agree. That is blasphemy.
Applebee's is the worst chain possible to claim that they have a better anything than anybody else.
Did they do it in a television commercial?
Yeah, I'm watching the Phillies-Rams games, a little, breaking the fourth wall. It's Sunday night game time that we're doing this. But they show a chicken. You can obviously tell it's a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. They put it in like sepia tone, so it makes it look sad, like we're in a ASPCA commercial. And then they smush the top of the bread. The chicken looks delicious. And then they bring up this Applebee's bullshit that, like, oh yeah, like we're gonna believe that your chicken sandwich is better.
Well, they didn't come out and say our chicken sandwich is better.
Oh, they did. They put Chick-fil-A in sepia tone and all sad, smushed on a countertop that looks like it's in our living room, and then they pop up with Applebee's in these bright colors. It looks like it's SpongeBob with this glorious looking sandwich.
I will tell you something. Don't sleep on Applebee's. Applebee's is eating good in the neighborhood. I'm a fan of Applebee's. I will tell you something about Applebee's. They have the best honey mustard in town. You can't find a better honey mustard. They got good honey, and they've got good beer mugs. When I was 16, I used to go to Applebee's, and that's where we would drink. That's where we'd pre-party before we went out, and because we knew the bartender, and they had cold beer mugs. Delicious.
Well, have you been to Applebee's since you were 16? Because I think they've changed drastically.
I think I've been. I was there not that long ago. I don't go
years.
regularly. Yeah, I've been, here and there. They have a sandwich that it's like ham and barbecue and cheese, and so it's really good. Their chicken fingers are good. Their Caesar salads are really good. So I'm a fan of Applebee's.
These are things you can't mess up. How do you mess up honey mustard? How do you mess up a Caesar salad? If you're screwing up chicken tenders, that's pretty bad. The last time my experience at Applebee's was we got a pitcher of beer. They brought out us mugs that were plastic, and they asked it was like a 17-year-old kid probably said, "Do you want me to pour your first one?" Because apparently they do that for you. And the motherfucker just straight pours it like a lawn pour beer, and it's half foam. I'm like, my buddy, he's like, I'll just pour my own. I'll pour it. That's okay. I'm like, I'm stuck over here with half a beer full of foam. I'm like, this place is about to be terrible. Took another 40 minutes to get our food. Came out. It was subpar. Was not good. Terrible.
I've Applebee's holds a near and dear spot to my heart because, when we were 16 in high school in Sarasota, Florida, that's where we would start. We would always start at Applebee's. This guy, Anthony, who graduated some years before us, he was the bartender. Like, I still think he's a lifelong bartender. Like, that's what he's always done. And he would serve us. And, I remember getting my first beep. My first Applebee's. Like that night, this is going back. This is flashback, right? Deja vu. Like I remember before I went out that night, my mom was like, "I got you a beeper," and I opened the beeper from that unopenable plastic. It's got the little like
Holster. It's got a little holster.
knobby locks on each side, and and then you cut it and you end up cutting yourself because the plastic's so sharp. It was one of those things. And I did it. And I remember thinking I was the hips nips, man. I had a beeper and like no one else had a beeper. And they're like, what are you, a drug dealer or something? And so I was like having people text me, hell and boobs and stuff like that. And I would like literally call people and say, call me or beep me so I can call you back. And so that, we would drink. I also learned at Applebee's the credit card cash trick. My buddy that we'd go out with always used a credit card. He had his parents' credit card. Never had a job. Always, everything was given to him.
Oh, you talking about to get cash back so you can use the cash to buy other things? Yeah, I did that. I did that a lot of times. Yeah.
He did that every time. And at Applebee's, I remember I called him out. I'm like, you're profiting off of this. He goes, yep.
Yeah, I used to do that at we do it at gas stations. We'd I'd take my my mom's credit card and I'd go pump gas, and then I would no. This is what we do. We go prepay for it up there at the teller place, right? And then you go back and you pump the gas. So you put 40 in, you put 5 in, and then you got your buddy going up there. And before you put the pump up, you tell him, "Can I get the cash back on that pump?" And then you put it up, because if not, it'll go back on the card. It'll just give you a refund a couple of days, or they'll just give you the cash.
Also, the parking lot of Applebee's was the first time that I ever heard the "Hey, would you blow me" joke. And I was listening to Bubba the Love Sponge. He was doing nights on the Power Pig, WFLZ in Tampa. And we could get it in Sarasota, at night, because you just could pick up the signal. And I heard he would do prank calls when you could do those on the radio. And it was like, is Haywood there? I'm like, Haywood who? Hey, would you blow me? Power Pig, FLZ. I was like, that's funny. I never heard that before. Again, 16 years old. And that's where we would start. So I can't bash Applebee's. I got love Applebee's.
You got to, if you really love them, you got to get involved with this business. And that's how you get back into corporate America, because the Applebee's is going downhill. You need to get in there and figure out how to get this shit going again. And bashing Chick-fil-A is not the way to do it. All right. That's not in good taste.
You'd be surprised at, I get it, being in Georgia for as long as I was, and the love for Chick-fil-A and the local brands. Like Georgia is, for those that are listening that don't live in Georgia, Georgia's great. But one thing that Georgia's really good at, people that live in Georgia, is supporting brands that are headquartered in Georgia. Home Depot, Chick-fil-A, Coca-Cola, Delta, Zaxby's, those types of things. People are very brand protective. When you are out of the state of Georgia, but you lived there for as long as I did live there, you kind of get pissed off that people don't appreciate those brands. Like when I was in California, I had a guy that I became friends with. He owned a Chick-fil-A, which is not easy to do. There's
drawing and everything you got to go through. You got to be selected. You got to be like top echelon of people.
Very difficult to own a Chick-fil-A. But anyway, I would eat Chick-fil-A, and people it's just chicken sandwiches. They did not have a dying love for Chick-fil-A like people in Georgia have it. Even in Florida, there's not a dying love of Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? But it kind of bothers you, like when you've been in a state, you think of, I can't off the top of my brain, like being originally from Maryland, my love for blue crabs. You talk about blue crabs and you'll hear people go, oh, it just takes too much effort. It's too much time. I don't get enough meat. And then it's like, shut the fuck up. It's the best ever. What are you talking about?
People in Michigan won't buy foreign cars.
Really?
That is a big deal, because everybody knows.
Probably because they can't afford it.
Well, no, their family members like work for GM or Ford. So that's the big thing, is like, who does your family work for? And then they give you discounts. But man, you drive through Michigan, people will rent cars and say, I don't care what you give me. It just can't be foreign. And it's crazy, man. They're psychos about their cars up there.
That's crazy.
That's a good example right there. I'm sure people in Nebraska are corn people. People in Wisconsin want their cheese. Right?
Idaho, what do they eat?
Oh,
Potatoes.
Yeah, there you go.
People in
get them Irish potatoes. Get them out of here. No Irish potatoes.
People in Switzerland only eat Swiss cheese, right?
Well, of course, yeah. People in San Francisco are particular about how they rob people.
They're going to say beans, beans and rice.
No, it would be rice. Uncle Ben's, San Francisco.
Yeah.
There you go. So I did something that I've never done before the other day, prepping for Thanksgiving dinner. I was doing all the shopping this year because Rach is at the spa, so she's there from, 9 a.m. till 7 a.m. at night. And for the most part, I'm here at the house in the studio doing what I do. And so I was like, hey, look, I'll go do the shopping and I'll get it taken care of. So she writes me a list and I go to Sam's Club. Sam's Club, I figure, is the best. There's going to be a few things I'm going to need at the grocery store, but for the most part, Sam's Club, I'll be able to get everything. So I go, I get as much stuff as I possibly can find at Sam's Club. We're going to have, like 18 people at the house. So I get to the turkey part and I'm looking for the turkey. You'd think they'd be a lot easier to find. They were not, but eventually I found the turkeys, and they had 3 different sections of turkeys at the end of the cold aisle in the meat aisle, where they have like the prepackaged meals and all that stuff. They have one that's already cooked. That was like, I know we don't want that one. Then the other 2 were uncooked, whatever turkeys. And I'm like, God, I wonder how much these are going to be. I'm expecting these turkeys to be a ridiculous amount of money. They're like $15 a piece. Pretty cheap.
Damn, it's cheap bird.
They're like 20, or what are they, like 27 cents a pound?
I don't know. I was like, I'm getting a steal here. So I'm like, I'm getting the biggest turkey I can find. So I root through these frozen turkeys and they all seem to be the same size. So I'm looking at the tag and they're all about 13, 14 pounds. Now, as much of a meat guy as I am and a griller as I am, I'm not a turkey guy, right? There's a big difference between doing a brisket or ribs or steaks and turkeys. So I'm like, okay, well, if they're all this size, I guess this is the normal size. So I get the 14-pound turkey and I go out to the car. And by the way, Sam's Club, fuck you they got rid of all the boxes, to put the stuff in.
Oh yeah. And like BJ, I'm a BJ's guy. And they had all the cardboard boxes and they put them in there. A lot more of a BJ's.
Bet you are. You should come to Sam's for a BJ.
What is BJ's?
Berkeley and Jensen, bitch.
I've never heard of it.
Oh yeah. You get a little extra.
BJ's in Georgia. Y'all ain't got no BJ's?
No, we live where people have some money. So nobody goes.
I know what a BJ's is. I know what a BJ's.
Yeah, see,
never heard of it.
Right, on the poor side, baby.
Yeah. So I get out to if you want a box, they don't have the crates or the boxes anymore. But if you want a box, you can ask for one where they do the online orders.
Wait, I missed something. Why do you need a box?
When you go to Sam's Club or any of these wholesalers, you have all your items.
They have the box, but I've never used the boxes. I just knew they were available. I never understood why people got the boxes.
Because I have $500 worth of groceries and I don't want to put $500 worth of like a package of cheese and a package of this and a package of this when you can put it in a box.
But isn't everything you buy there already in a big bulk box?
Yeah, it's like cart. You put it in a cart, right?
Yeah, but you don't put the cart in your car.
If you unload the cart into the car.
He's got his cart.
I'd put it in the bed of the truck, man. What are you talking about? You're not supposed to take the cart.
Brandon's like, hey, if I bring this cart back tomorrow, can I use it again? Is that okay?
Just put it in the bed of the truck, man. It makes a lot of sense.
No, you got to keep everything all together. I don't want all this loose stuff in my car. So you can ask for a box, and they're very hesitant now for whatever reason to give it to you, but where they do the online orders when you check out. So I get a box, put all this stuff in the box, head out to the truck, load up the truck. I think I'd done good. Right? I got everything, got the ham, got the turkey, got the stuff. Just wanted to make sure I call Rach. Rach, I think I did good. There's a couple things that we still need to get at the grocery store, but everything else I got. Did you get the turkey? Most important thing. Yes, I got the turkey. How big is the turkey? The turkey's 14 pounds, 27 ounces. What the shit? That's not going to feed all these people. I said, that was the biggest turkey they had. Really? I said, yeah. She goes, take it back. We got to go somewhere else. I said, do you want me to take the turkey back? And I was I was at the gas pump. I was getting gas. I was like, well, I'm still here. I can pull back around. I've never returned a turkey before. This will be the first time I've ever done this.
I don't know if you can do that. I mean, if it's bad, maybe, but this is too small. I bought it. I realized that. And now I'm returning it. It's too small.
Well,
I don't know if you can do that.
They don't take food back, but I mean, how many people you talking?
18.
I just said we got like 18.
That's
he needs like
that's
50 pounds.
That's almost a pound per person.
I guess they're all fat. I have no idea.
No, it weighs it by, you got bones in there and the stuff you don't want to eat, That's why it's best to just go shoot a turkey on Thanksgiving morning, and then you got fresh turkey, biggin.
No,
Yeah. Well, that's not an option for me, Brandon. I'm not going to shoot a turkey.
You ain't never done that?
No, and I'm probably not going to ever do that. So I'd rather just buy the turkey at the grocery store.
Kind of fun.
I'm sure it's a blast, and I would get a bigger 14-pound turkey. I just don't have the time to pluck it and do whatever else is you got to do. So I go, okay, I'll take the turkey back. So I get the turkey, and I'm literally walking through the Sam's Club parking lot back to customer service with this 14-pound turkey in my hand. I go up to customer service. I put it on the thing, and I said, hey, man, I'm sorry. I just bought this turkey. Here's the receipt. My wife said it's not big enough. He goes, not a problem. Would you like it back on your Amex? I said, yeah, sure, please. I was afraid that they weren't going to take it back either. And I said, just out of curiosity, what do you guys do with the turkeys that people bring back? And he says, well, this is what I was about to tell you. And if you could insert like sad music behind this guy when he was talking, it would have fit his tone perfectly. He got his whole demeanor changed. And he was trying to sell me on why it's bad to bring back the turkey and make me feel guilty about bringing back the turkey, because he goes to say, yeah, people bring back turkeys, but we can't resell the turkeys. So we just have to throw the turkeys away. It's really bad. Like he's making me feel, and then he goes, what most people do is they just keep the turkeys.
Yeah, why didn't
donate them?
Couldn't you just buy 2?
That's what I was thinking. You couldn't buy like 5 of them. That'd be like a good amount of turkey.
Like 70 pounds.
Have you ever prepped a turkey for Thanksgiving? It's a thing. Like
but as long as they go in together, as long as they'll fit on the rack. Because I think the biggest thing is people don't have multiple ovens. So you got to make sure that you get them. But are you doing a ham as well?
I'm smoking the ham. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have room in the oven to just do 2 turkeys.
Well, but you still have to inject it, and you got to fill it, and you got to thaw it, and you got to put it in the cooler, and the what is it? Brine? Is it
brine it?
Brine it? Yeah, brine it.
Yeah, but if you jack it up, it's only what, $15.
Anyway, well, I just wanted to buy a big turkey. That's all I wanted to do. So I said to him, I said, well, you should have bigger turkeys. And he goes, well, this is all we got this year.
I don't think Sam's Club is the place you go for specialty turkeys, though.
Why? They've got great deals on briskets. I get my briskets there all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a seasonal thing, I think. I don't know. I mean, if you were coming to any other time of the year and said, hey, can I get like a 30-pound turkey? Sure, they could source it for you. But around this time of the year, they're probably like, dude, put all the 15 pounds. Like, get you 2 15-pounders. Don't ask them for 130.
You're saying turkeys are a seasonal thing. I hate to break the news to you, but people eat turkey outside of Thanksgiving. Bro.
I'm saying the demand, the seasonal demand is higher now than if you were to buy it in July. So they're more willing to work. They're more willing to work with you in July than they are right now when they've got every person in America trying to buy a fucking turkey.
So anyway, I'm like, I think about it, and I'm like, this guy makes a lot of sense. Like, it's kind of shitty for me to bring this turkey back and they're going to throw it away. So I said, why don't you donate it to people in need? He goes, well, that's a great idea. If you want to keep the turkey, then you could donate it.
You do it, sir.
Now he's making me feel like very few things make me feel bad because I don't give a shit. This one actually made me feel bad. Like because we're talking about $15 and it wasn't even, I guess, technically the principal, because I wasn't mad at the guy. It's not his fault, but I'm sitting here going, this is not financially responsible for me to keep this 15-pound turkey and find somebody that needs a turkey. Like, then I got to find a place to drop the turkey off before it thaws out. And that's going to be another job in itself. So I'm like, you know what, dude? No, I'm just going to return the turkey. The look on this guy's face, he looked at me like I was the devil. And I don't know if they're trained to do this or what, but he stared at me like, God, you son of a bitch. You can't afford $15. You're just going to throw away this good piece of meat.
He's like,
for
every turkey returned, we throw it away, and we also have to take one away from the charity that we support.
Right.
There are 2 turkeys gone.
This is how I felt when I went to return the turkey to Sam's Club. The guy made me feel so bad. And after his whole spiel of they throw it away, they don't donate it, I should keep the turkey, I should find a place to donate it, so on and so forth, I started to think, I'm like, is it like Uber where he gives me like 1 star on my membership? You know, is there something that's going to happen to me? Is there a Sam's Club group of people that come after you? Is there a Sam's Club police or something?
They probably dock you. This is probably a special offense because it's around the holidays and they're testing you to see if one of their club members, Jason Bailey, is good enough to support others during the holiday. And you're like, nope, throw the turkey away. I don't care about the homeless or the charity that could use this turkey. I don't care. They're like, oh, that's a bad one.
So here's what I think they do. They dock your membership somehow. So when you go to check out and that dude checks your receipt, he takes longer for people like me. That's what I think they do.
Like, sir, there's a problem. We're going to see you in the back. We got to do an official recount on all your items. We got to lay them out.
Yeah, he's going to do something. So anyway, I took the turkey back and then I went to Publix and I found a bigger turkey, like 24 pounds. Very easy. Still fairly inexpensive. It was less than $30. I thought turkeys were expensive. I thought they were like $50, $60.
They were like 2 years ago. And then I think it was last year or the year before last, I noticed that it was like stupid at Kroger. Like they got really cheap. Like they're just trying to give them to you. They almost gave you one on every cart. There's like, take these things. So I think we have an overpopulation of turkeys.
No, the bird community was going through some things back then, and then they finally bounced back, but they're doing okay now. They're okay. They had some hardship. They went through somewhat of a depression themselves.
Coronavirus.
Hey, look, I'm surprised Trump fans haven't been like, that's what happens when you reelect Donald Trump. Turkey prices go down.
Turkeys for Trump. Yeah.
Turkeys for
they're back working.
Trump fans are already, giving him credit for gas prices being low, right? Which the president doesn't control gas prices, but
if we drill a lot of oil, it fucking does.
So like I was pleasantly surprised on the turkey thing. So Rach was happy, I went and bought a bigger turkey. So we're trying to plan this Thanksgiving thing out. And I'm hesitant to tell this story, but so we went through the list on a prior episode. Me, Rach, Bees is home, Caleb, his fiance, Rach's mom, Rach's dad, Rach's sister, her fiance or boyfriend. I don't know what he
fiance
is.
Boyfriend are coming, or
what's that?
Fiance and boyfriend are coming. I'm just trying to get an accurate count.
Yeah, both of them. No, I don't know what he is. I don't know what his title. Just say dude.
One. Okay.
Her sister's dude. His 3 kids are in town.
Oh shit! I got to go start over.
You got to get another hand. Yeah. Start using your feet. And then his parents are here.
2 of them.
Yep, all 2. Yep.
Okay.
And my mother was supposed to come. Okay.
We're at 20, and now we're wondering what's going on with mother.
Oh, really? We're at 20. That's 20 people?
No, yeah, I'm counting his fingers. He's at 16.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about his hand over here. My bad.
Good God.
Yeah, we're at 16. Yeah.
Stupid.
Chuck can count my fingers better than I can.
What an idiot.
Jason goes, "Oh wow, we're at 20." He's like, "Yeah, man. I've been counting. I look plus 10. That's 20." Stupid.
He's like, we gotta get another turkey.
No, we gotta get more seats. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Like, you can't find food. That's on you. I'm worried about seating.
So 15 without your mom, 16 with her. Okay.
So when we started planning this, my Rach was like, hey, we're just going to go over to my sister's house because of her man friend, let's call him, and his kids and his parents were in town. And it was very nice. It was a nice gesture because they're like, I don't want to bring all these people to your house. But I said, no. I go, we're having Thanksgiving at our house. We like to. What's that?
She knows you. She knew you would do that. She's known you for a while, right? Ever since you and Rachel been together, she's like, I'm gonna offer it so it don't sound like we're being a burden and bringing all these people over. I'm like, we'll just do it at our house, knowing you're gonna be like, fuck no, we're not doing it at that house over there. We're doing it at my house, bitch.
Maybe, possibly. I didn't think of it that way. I gave her the benefit of the doubt, but my reasoning is we had just moved into this house. I don't like to go to other places for Thanksgiving, because if I want to lay down, take a nap, watch football, watch what I want, have my seat, I know where my stuff's at. I don't like to do that. That's why, I don't like other people driving. I like to drive myself. Anyway, but the big kicker was my mom. She's not comfortable driving for whatever reason, but I guess it's kind of the same distance, but it's a lot easier to get here than it is to get there. So I said, look, my mom's coming over. This is the first Thanksgiving that I've spent with my mother since we've reconnected. So it's been well over 13 years. So no, we're doing it here. I go, if they want to do it at their house, that's fine. We can go over later for dessert. I appreciate the offer, but we are going to have Thanksgiving at the house. So just the other day, and I knew this was going to happen, I'm on the phone with my mother, and she says, would you be upset if I don't come over for Thanksgiving? And I lost it. Ooh. I absolutely fucking lost it, because I knew she was going to say, she's like, I'm depressed. I just put down my dog. The dog should have been put down 3 years ago. She keeps these dogs alive for whatever reason. And I'm a dog.
Just dragging with like one paw, like, kill me, mother, kill me.
Oh my God, this dog would cry every day. Like, please let me go. Just let me go. And so I'm not going to get into all of her reasoning behind it, but it's the old mom. It's the one that destroyed our relationship. And I just was so pissed off about it. So
well, usually older people are like, the holidays, they really like, no matter what's happened to them during the year or how their sadness is, they're like, I want to be with family. It's usually how they are. So I'm surprised she kind of took the other route because she's older.
Right. Well, and on top of that, Rach goes over and beyond, we're still unpacking this house, right? And then we add different projects like the spa and all these things. So we don't have much time. We don't have a lot of time to do all this stuff. So Rach, the other night just focuses and busts her ass, and she puts the dining room together, and it looks beautiful and it looks homey, and she did such a great job. And the kicker is we're using all of my grandmother, my mother's mother, her crystal, which has got, a lot of sentimental meaning behind it. And Rach is, putting all this effort into it. And then she pulls this, I'm not coming over. Oh. I was furious.
Was that a surprise for her? For your mom?
No, she knew that we were going to use it. I'm sure she knew we were going to use it, but I just like the whole thing. So now we go into Thanksgiving with drama. This is family. I mean, this is what you deal with. This is why, I said to myself after I got off the phone with her, I said, Jason, this is your fault. You have to stop giving people second chances. One chance, you're out. That's it.
Well, I mean, is she having a competing dinner? Like, is she like having other people over? Or is this just her? She's going to stay home.
Yeah. What's her plans? She's just going to be here by herself and the not dead dogs that are half dead.
Yeah. Just going to stay home.
I'm not trying to stir the pot, but I'm only 2 hours away with my parents. She's welcome to come over here and hang out with us for Thanksgiving.
Good luck.
I mean, you could tell her. I don't want her to be alone. That sucks.
She just drive the interstate. She won't drive interstate or toll roads.
But last time we talked about this, you said you were going to pick her up or Uber her, and I thought she was cool with Ubering. So what's going on with that? She don't want to Uber. She just don't want to go anywhere.
I have no idea. It's just that's it. That's the way it is. But,
so you don't know, probably because you just started yelling at her. You didn't ask her any questions. As soon as she said that, you just started yelling at her, and you didn't figure out why she didn't want to come.
No, there's more to the story. I don't want to get into the whole. There's other stuff, but
yeah, I'm trying to bounce around it, but still trying to figure out what's happening.
There's more to it, but it doesn't make any sense, and it's not legit. But her reasonings are delusional.
So she won't let you pick her up, and she won't take an Uber here.
Yeah, the ride thing has nothing to do with it.
Did you just say, hey, you know what? That's okay. It's your choice, and I love you, and we'll save some for you, and we'll bring it to you the next day, and it's okay.
Kind of, but not like that.
You yelled at her and said cuss words.
I gave you fucking food tomorrow. All right. This is why I fucking don't talk to you. Yeah. Sometimes you do that customer service, and sometimes you ain't done it with me in a long time, but you've done it before. And I'm just like, you just get real angry, and then people just don't want to listen to what you say. So maybe she didn't hear you.
No, I didn't say that either. It's kind of in the middle. I was more like, you know what? I fucking knew it. fuck it, stay home. I don't care. You know what? I fucking moved back to Orlando. You barely come over. Whatever. Fucking stay home.
Yeah, you probably should have did the one I did.
That's not me.
I know, but you gotta. I'm telling you, man. Like when people do this, and it's not your mom. It's anybody. When people are like, "Oh well, you know, I just decided you're gonna have all these people over, and I'm not gonna be the most important person in the room, so I just don't think I should come." You just go, you know what? I love you, and I'm sorry you feel that way, but
we don't say we love each other.
Well, I like you, and have a great Thanksgiving.
What'd
And
you say?
I like you. I like you.
I tolerate you.
I like you a lot.
I feel like it's got to come down to a people thing over there. I don't know. Maybe she feels outnumbered by Rachel's side. I don't know. Maybe too much of that family over there, and she's just the lone one. And
dude,
she probably knows Jason's talked shit about her for the past 13 years to Rachel. Maybe the family knows. So
well,
maybe a little.
That's kind of like an old school mentality where if you invite someone over at that age, you know, the boomers, they feel like all of your attention should be on them. They don't understand that it's a party. It's a gathering. It's a get together. You know, you make you occupy yourself, and you make you converse and you talk, and that's that kind of thing. You know, it's just what it is.
Yeah. It's not like everyone wants to sit down and hear grandpa's stories anymore. You know, like we heard when we were kids, but we're not going to just gather around and hear what you have to say.
Well, no, they might, but you have to engage and talk to people. You know, I really think I've never realized that, and just until recently with her, you know, like when we invited her to the ribbon cutting, she came over, and like I think in her head she was thinking that, well, I drove 40 minutes to this ribbon cutting, and there's all these people here, and now it's over, and now I've got to go. Like, isn't this a whole day event where you just talk to me? You know,
well, I think she probably expected you to give her the scissors and stand next to her for the photo op and have an interview because she's important and she's the guest of honor because she's your mother. And I feel like Brandon's right. I mean, that generation, I love them, right? The greatest generation of all time, but my God, they're needy. They're very needy when it comes to that kind of stuff. And you've got to really put them on a pedestal. And I mean, I've been at my parents for 30 hours, 48 hours. And I can tell you, like my mom's like, why are you sitting there? You know, you need to sit next to me. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm sitting next to you. I don't know why this is important. So you got to
see you. We're 3 feet away. I still talk to you.
Gloves, man. You got to wear kids gloves to a certain extent. So I kind of feel her, man. She can't change that. She can't change the way she feels and her generation and the way she is. You've got to be the mom whisperer here.
Yeah, that I have a problem with. I don't understand why it's always the other person. You know, well, I've my whole life I've catered to other people, and in return I get nothing.
Well,
zero.
Well, when you're 70, those kids are going to be catering to you.
To Jason's point, he does have a special situation here with his mother compared to, you know, you and me, Chuck, and most people. I mean, they just reconnected in the past year, and they've had bad blood pretty much your entire life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's a little different situation here.
She took me to court. I mean, there's some
yeah, try to sue you over a house or something.
Something like that.
Now they're back together, but you know, his black cloud left him for a while. Chuck, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day we did Bailey's black cloud. Something always bad used to happen to him, and I hope it's not coming back around. I hope you don't have a second stint. It's like cancer going away, you're in remission, and now it's coming back. It's like a black cloud's returning. I hope not, but this would be the time for it during the holidays. I don't make New Year's resolutions. I think they're for the week, but this year I'm definitely going into next year. I'm going to focus on everyone but them. Like I've learned a very valuable lesson strongly in the last couple months is that there are more takers than givers out there. And people have a very short memory of solids that have been done for them. And like that bothers me. It really bothers me as a person that always preaches holding people accountable, you know, like, and I've never been one to sit there and go, I did this and I did this and I did this and I did this, because I just think that sounds bad. But in my head, I'm going,
oh my God, I did this. And I'm not talking about my mom anymore. I'm just talking about in general. I did this and I did this and I did that. And I'm like, and I'm asking for this. Like, I'm literally being honest. I'm not even trying to lie about it. I'm like, I need,
Is your mom though, this incident, is it like the tip of the iceberg now? Cause you had a bunch of other things building up and you try to be a good person
Totally.
and now she does it. And you're like, oh fuck, everything's fucking me over again. Just like it was. Everything's a lie.
Totally.
Man, that's sucks for you.
110%. Like, just the last couple months has been very stressful. And I've learned a lot about people that I thought differently about. And this was just the breaking point.
You were just hoping your mom was different. Like, this was actually different this time. Like someone that had fucked you over your whole life. And you're like, we're good together now. And hopefully it stays together. But yeah. I mean, we don't know the reasons for sure. So you might just be overreacting on the situation. I keep forgetting that we're talking about her coming over for Thanksgiving. Like, maybe she's stressed out. She's got anxiety or she's sad. Maybe she just freaked out.
Brandon's making this so much worse. Just so you know, like he's like, so she did. It's the tip of the iceberg, right? So she's done so much to you. Think about all those things that she did, and oh my God, how? But you know what? She's probably just got anxiety.
So when it comes to the holidays, and stuff like this, it's like weddings, right? It's like when my brother backed out of my wedding, my first wedding. He didn't go because my mother was going to be there. It's a very selfish act. It's not about you. It's about the event, or it's about someone else. Look, I've gone to numerous things that I did not want to go to, but I went because they asked me. I'm assuming it's important for me to be there because they asked me. Has nothing to do with what I can do for them. It's just the support.
Jason came to my military retirement.
I went to a gay wedding with my ex-girlfriend. I didn't want to do it, but she wanted me to. It was disgusting, but it happened.
Sometimes you do things, actually a lot of times you do things for other people or the circumstance. And I've done that a million times over in my life. And I just realizing now, or not realizing it, but seeing it now firsthand, up front, up close and personal, that people don't want to repay any favors. And it's not like it should be hey, I did this, you should do this. It should never be that way, but it should be that way as like an unwritten rule.
I think you need to expect less out of people, though. I think.
I do. I expect a lot less out of people.
I mean, I've always set my like especially lately, because I'm on the same track as you, and the situation, like with the baseball situation, the other coaches, things like that. I've been blown away in the last few months about the amount of people that have not only not lived up to my expectations of like, dude, I've done a lot for these people. And they not only didn't do anything, but they actually did things to hurt me. And you go, what is wrong with people? So I just stopped, dude. Now, unless you're family, and even then it's got to be the right family, right? Like wife. I don't hold any expectations, none, because they're going to fall short.
So like, I think about it. I think about this. I think about this.
So hurt.
I think about this every day.
Oh, they're so hurt.
I think about this every day.
You poor man.
I think about this every day. Is that it's not them, it's me, because of what you just said. Is that me, in our minds think that this is the way it should be because it is the way it should be, but they actually have it right. They're doing them and only them. And you just happen to be a part of that, right? But you and I think differently as far as like, I can find a way to do that. If you're asking for my help, I'm not going to turn you down, because in the back of your mind, just like everybody else, you're thinking, well, of course I can do this. I want a good relationship with that person. And in the future, they could probably do something for me. I mean, everybody thinks that, right? And it's just, you have that thought process. But that's not how it works. These people are like, do me. They're not thinking about, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you back. I got you back in a good way. Like, I'll get you in the next time.
That's just something you got to like kind of read a person right off the bat. I mean, if you're meeting someone brand new, I ain't doing shit for you, more than likely. But I guess it's different for me. Y'all probably know a lot more people than I do, but my clique involves like probably 5 people that I talk to every day on a daily basis. And then I got my inner outer circle that probably consists of 8 other people. And that's about it. Really all I talk to in my life. That's about it. And,
but Branden, you're 25 and you live in South Georgia.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But y'all have more people that seem like friends or seem like good people that are near you. And you're like, oh, maybe I can do this with them. But I think you just got such a big circle. Y'all got to identify who's in each circle. And sometimes y'all put people in the wrong circle and expect different things out of them when they should be in a farther out circle.
Well, when you get older and you have more business projects and networking, you meet more people. And
true. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And everybody does something, somebody does something for somebody does something for somebody. Like in Chuck's case with the baseball guys, like he didn't probably ask those guys to be there. They just happened to be there. And then they create a role for themselves and an expectation from Chuck saying, hey, you signed up for this, you know what you're doing. And then just boom, out of nowhere, they decide to dick him over and leave. And he's going, dude, you signed up for this. I didn't ask you to, like, you told me you were going to do this. And now you're like, go fuck yourself. That's not cool.
That is bad how they did Chuck, but let's get it. It's Pee Wee baseball, and whenever you ever had a good story about Pee Wee baseball, it always ends up the parents are fighting. Some people are leaving. They're saying, you're not playing my kid enough. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Dude, no, what it comes down to, it's not, and I'm not even using that as an example, but it comes down to people saddling you with more baggage or people saddling you with something that you didn't need. And, a good example of this, and I don't want to give Jason any credit, but I'm going to here because this is a good example of something that he did that he surprised me on. And when we first knew we were coming down to Orlando to do the show with Saliva, and I told him, I said, look, man, I need to play a show Friday night just because the band, we're there, we'll do a show. And I was sending him options, whatever. And he was like, dude, it's a long ways away. Why are you worrying about this? So I kind of dropped it. It was probably a week ago. Out of nowhere, unsolicited, Jason reached out to me and he had a couple places for live music in Sanford. And I didn't know if I responded to him, but I was like, holy crap. No, but I said, and then don't shut up. But I said, holy crap. Like, why would he, like, that was still something he was thinking about a month after our conversation. And that's what I'm talking about is when you have somebody, there's nothing he's gaining from that. There's nothing he's gaining from even thinking about it, putting in a text, looking it up, doing the research at all. But he could have very easily, which would not have surprised me, if he had just never said anything about it again and completely let it die. And I would have been like, totally expected that. That's what most people would do. But you know what? He sent me a text and he had some information and I followed up on that and it's good to go. Now, did I tell him I followed up on it? No. Did I respond to his text? No. Did I call him? Nah. But I'm giving him a compliment right now, which is the next best thing, baby.
I love how Chuck just teed it up. It's this great story. He's like, but did I care? No.
Well, I did.
He did a great thing for me. Did I give a shit? No, I didn't even text him back.
No, but that's what I'm saying is you expect things. And then when people do it, you're like, all right, that's awesome. But so honestly, it's just,
here's the funny thing about that. There's more to that story. And so when we when I put Podcast and Pours 4 together, Saturday, December 14th, live at Distinct Grace, adding Riley Risa, to the bill. Now we have an amazing female artist. Santa baby, slip a sable under the tree. We got Paramore Brown as Santa Claus. Welcome to Rockville tickets, Metallica tickets, live podcast, Elixir, downtown Orlando, tickets, thebaileyshow.com. Hotel available at the Hilton, VIP tables. We're getting close. Anyway, so, Chuck was like, when this whole idea came about, he says, hey, can you find me a place or help me find a place that we can just at least play and maybe get some gas money? I said, I will help. I will try and find a place. I'm still reconnecting with my connections. And by those connections I had 13 years ago, obviously are not there anymore. So this whole time I've been looking, but I've gotten nowhere. And I've reached out to numerous people. Again, they never got back to me. So it just happened to be this. And then there was like a text back or I think it was a conversation on here where he got all pissy and he was like, well, in Georgia, we do it 18 months out and this and this. And that. I'm like, well, dude, I'm like, I've got so much going on. I'm not forgetting about this because when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And so at least try. I said I would try. And it just happened to be the other week where I was talking with, actually I reached out to them for this because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't think about this person. And I reached out to my buddy in Daytona Beach, and then he suggested blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, perfect. So that was how that whole thing came about. But he the whole time was pissed off at me. I know he was, because he in his mind, Chuck, thought that I was going to book this gig when I never said I would. I said I would try. And so I had been trying since I said that. Like I'd been putting feelers out and got nowhere.
I wasn't mad. What I was, and I wasn't a pissy text. It was me responding going, really? I said, dude, in Atlanta, you got to book them 6 months out. Like, that's just what it is. Now you read text messages like angry Keenan and Pete or Keenan Peele. Like you read text messages angry. Like you'd be like, oh my God, 6 months out. He's being a jerk. I'm not. But with you down here, my only thing was you're the boots on the ground. So it's easier for you to be able to be like, oh, well, I'll just pop into this place and talk to somebody and make a connection. It's hard for Chuck up in Atlanta. Now there's more to come on that. And I don't want to get into it right now because it's really funny, but don't worry about it. I'm very appreciative. I'm not angry, but what you did regarding this conversation is what I would do for somebody else, what I would expect. If Brandon or you asked me something and I'm like, I don't know.
What's the gig you got? Where did you book it?
So we're going, it's in Orlando, and that's what I got to talk to you about in the What's Up, Chuck segment.
You got a lot going on in there. I'm ready for that.
Oh, dude, Jason's head is, you're going to watch death on a live pod. His head's going to explode. Like right as soon as I start talking, he's going to be like Knuckles from freaking Sonic. It's just,
hey, I gave Chuck a tree job. He better give me a blow job soon or we're not
No,
friends.
but you know what? That's a good point. I do reach. I talk to people a lot about irrigation, and I never have in my life ever. But I'm like, hey, do you need something for irrigation? Because I'm always looking to help you out. And
God only if you guys would tell people about the podcast too. That'd be wonderful.
I wear the shirt.
I told the black lady at the Dollar Tree the other day, but I was wearing the hoodie.
I was with Josh after the Jelly Roll concert, and there's this lady, and she's hammered, and she's in a silver dress. We got a picture of it, and she's smoking. And Josh goes, see that lady over there? And he goes, I'm going to go talk to her about the podcast. And I was like, really? And he goes, yeah, Jason said we need to, tell people. I said, all right, yeah, that's cool. So he walks over and he goes, Chuck, come here. And I walk over and and this lady's hammered. And he goes, see this guy? He's on a really good podcast, The Bailey Show. This is Chuck. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And she goes, hey. And he goes, you should subscribe. Do you listen to podcasts? And she's like, no. And he's like, let me see your phone. And she's like, hell no, I'm not going to give you my phone. And I was like, dude, that's not how it's supposed to be done. But he's one of those guys. And the person we're talking about right now with, those are the people that you want in your life. The people that when they're not being asked, or they were asked one time, they never forget. And they're always looking to help you out, even if it's something small. And that's why when you texted me, I was really, really surprised. I actually showed Megan. I said, oh,
he was so surprised he forgot to answer.
Well,
right?
I think I was driving.
So appreciative. Yeah.
All right. Well, I just told you I'm appreciative. So
Chuck said I'm driving like he doesn't play on his phone when he drives.
I don't, dude. I've almost hit so many cars that way. I don't do it anymore.
Now only if I can get my dip and my bullets. That would be wonderful.
God, help me, Jesus.
I mean, you're 2 hours away. I could have met you. You could have brought dip down for me. I'm running low.
We'll talk.
Coming down the 12th, bruh. The bruh.
Bruh.
In the tour bus.
Yeah.
That's be exciting.
I use the poker table as a marketing tool to sit there and I think now everybody in the poker room knows about a live ozone therapy spa and the BS podcast. But it's my life. I mean, I have to. It's no different than if I owned a plumbing company or I was an electrician. I'm sitting there and handing out stickers and whatnot. What?
You convince yourself any way possible that you don't have a gambling addiction. Like, oh, I'm just meeting people to come interview, or I'm just marketing, man, or I'm just relieving stress.
Just so you know,
I think that's the step. That's one of the first problems is you pass it off as something else.
My mother's 75 years old, November 21st, and she has restless leg syndrome. And when I came down here, you know what I gave her? The first thing I gave her when I walked in the door?
A live ozone therapy spa.com.
Nope. I gave her that cream that you guys make. And I said, try this out. And she said, what is it? And I told her, and she used it. Mm-hmm. And the next day she said, I think that it was a fluke. She said, I didn't have it last night.
No.
So I'm gonna do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's gonna do it again. And she told me, she said, if this works again, do you tell that Jason Bailey I'm on my way to Orlando? And I said, okay. So you might have Mrs. Lunsford on her way because she hates restless legs, and she's convinced that maybe that work.
Tell her that she can order it online, that she doesn't have to drive to Orlando. We can send it.
I told her about the machine. I told her about the machine, and she's like, if it does this for my legs, could you imagine what it would do for your father? And I was like, I don't know what's wrong with Dad. And she's like, everything. And I'm like,
I love how Chuck said, I explained it to her. He's probably said, hey, dude I did the podcast with makes this cream. I said it'll work for you. Try it real quick.
That's actually what it was. Almost word for word how I explained it.
So I've gotten to a point with marketing this stuff is again at the poker room. I saw this woman who you could tell was recovering from cancer of sorts, her hair and just her body type and stuff. And I was like, should I go up to her and ask her, like, do you have cancer? like,
oh God,
like it's kind of weird, but those are the people that we can help. You know what I mean? Like those are our patients. And like, I go up to just random people that I see that have an obvious thing. I stopped a guy. Well, I didn't stop him, but he was pumping gas in front of me at the gas station and had that psoriasis on his arm. I think I told that story. And I was like, hey dude, you got the skin problem? Just out of nowhere, a stranger. And he was like, yeah,
up, brother.
But I'm obviously not making fun of them, but I can help them. That's the thing, is like, I can legit help them.
I stopped doing that when I've asked many, many women how far along they are.
Oh yeah. Well, we can't help that.
Nope. No,
not one thing that we can help.
No, we should do that though. We're down there, just like do a video. We just go in public, find a person that's got an ailment, get video and audio. Just like, hey, we got something for you. Want to give you a free, demo of everything over here at Alive Onzo Therapy.
Ozo. Live Ozo Therapy.
What we're doing, and we already have people signed up, is Rach is going to open up the spa on the Sunday after Podcast and Pours. And we're not open on Sundays.
I saw that.
Yeah. So we've already gotten 2 peers signed up that are going to come in, and it's going to be a private event, and we're going to have food and drink. And you guys can come in and do all the services and stuff. And we're going to greatly discount everything. But if you guys, anybody coming to Podcast and Pours 4, especially from out of town and whatnot, I know Jose's wanting to come by. He's got actually a couple things, with Epon. Josh and Sheila, I think, are coming by. So you can just email me. Actually, if you go to Live Ozone Therapy Spa and you book, there's a section that says BS2 Peers, and that's for that Sunday. So if you want to come down, but we're going to open it up for y'all, and you can come Saturday too. That's by appointment only, and we'll still give you the same price. So it's a pretty good deal. But anyway,
wait, we just all show up Sunday.
Well, I'd like to know how many are coming on Sunday, but I mean, for you two, you can just show up on Sunday.
Well, Branden will not be coming on Sunday because we're hitting the road pretty early.
Oh,
I'm driving the bus, so sorry, dude.
Yeah, Chuck won't let me drive the bus. We got to go on Saturday then.
The rental terminates at 6 p.m. So
we'll go on Friday.
Well, you better get back by 6 so we can record.
Oh shit!
Or you can stay here and record here. It's up to you.
That thing wasn't cheap, man. Tour buses are not cheap, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, but I say, never mind. But I say Ariel's going to Birmingham, or Tuscaloosa, not Atlanta.
No, she is actually going to Atlanta. She's going to Atlanta.
She is.
She's going to Atlanta, and then she's going back to.
What day is she going to Atlanta?
Well, this is in December. I don't know if she's going to be here at that time. I don't know when she gets out of school. You're talking.
I thought we're talking about December.
We are, but I don't know if Ariel will be here at that time.
Are you trying to get her on the tour bus?
No, I'm trying to see if she's going to Atlanta. I'd stay on Sunday. If she's going back on Monday, I'd ride back to Atlanta.
Got it.
With my daughter?
Yeah, I'm sure she's a good driver. I'll throw her some gas money. Drop me off.
Sure, she's a good driver. 50. Like that's what you were worried about. He's like, no, Jason, I promise you, I'd be okay. I mean, I'm sure she's a great driver. You can trust her. Don't worry about her driving. I mean,
that was my top thought. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't want me in danger. I know that. Yeah, you don't want me.
That's what I was worried about. Sure. She brought her cat home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And
I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm not a cat guy. I'm allergic to them. And Caleb was supposed to come over and pick it up and stay at Caleb's house. But Caleb had to work. I knew this. I get jobbed every time. I get jobbed by my own family, right? So the cat's still the cat. Hate to say it, the cat's actually pretty damn cool, and I haven't sneezed once. So and it stays in a room and it doesn't pee anywhere. It's got a little box and it doesn't. It gets along with the dogs and it's cool. It's not bad.
It probably beats the dogs up. It's probably bigger than the dogs.
No, it's a puppy cat. It's a small cat. It's a
kitten. They call them.
Yeah, the cat.
It's a kitten. They call him. It's one of those dwarf cats. It's weird. It stays
bigger.
small for like the first few months. I don't know what they call them. Dwarf cats? I don't know.
Then it starts growing out of nowhere, man.
But it sleeps in the bed with Henry and it sleeps on his ass and like grabs its ass and stuff. Pretty cool. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Rachel post a picture. Was that Ariel sleeping with the animals? Was she asleep for those pictures?
I'm assuming. Yeah, probably.
That's kind of weird, isn't it?
What, sleep with your animals?
No, not that, but to take pictures of someone sleeping with animals and post them on social media. Isn't that kind of odd?
Not when you're a mother and you haven't seen your daughter in months. She's taking a million pictures right now. She's over the moon like that Ariel is here. Like, for example,
yeah.
So, I told you that she, put together the dining room for Thanksgiving and all that stuff. When she did that, I was at the card room and I was there till about 3 a.m. And Ariel went out with some friends, go line dancing. And she got home like at 1:30 or 2. Rach is never up that late, right? Never, ever up that late. This was a Saturday night or something, Friday night, Saturday night. But she was like, I'm staying, just like if Bees were in high school or something like that. It's fine. It's cute. I mean, I get it. Like, we're very happy to have her home but she's over the moon excited about that. So.
No, I want to say like in a weird, I just seen like maybe
taking all kinds of pictures,
like if I was asleep and I saw my parents post a picture of me asleep with dogs, but what the fuck? I just thought it's a little odd when I first saw it, but I know the relationship's real close. So it just, to me, it kind of threw me off.
And let's get back to the comment you made about me trying to justify you called it a gambling problem. I do not have a gambling problem.
We're bringing that back.
Yeah, I keep track. Yeah. Farthest thing from it. There are people. Here's the thing about hold on. Here's the thing about when people call it an addiction versus.
I know it's 70% skill, 30% luck. I know. And gambling, addiction's when you can't control it. I understand.
Not what I was going to say. What I'm going to say is that there's a difference between being addicted to something and enjoying something with a profit, like a benefit. Like if the word addiction is always used in a negative connotation, right? I'm addicted to radio and podcasting and entertaining and doing shows. I can't get a normal job. It would be impossible. If I didn't do this, even if no one listened, like I had zero audience, I would still do this. Maybe not as much and not as all the stuff that I do with it, but I would still have to do this. I'm addicted to a microphone. The business made me that way. I wasn't born that way, but the business, I got bit by the bug, as we call it. You know what I mean? Is that bad that I'm addicted to it? Or like people that love their job and love what they do, if they're addicted to it, is the word addiction bad because of it?
I feel like you're more obsessed than addicted. They're different. They're different.
Okay. Explain to me the difference.
Addiction is you have to do it no matter what, or you can't live without it. But obsessed is you do it with a passion because you love it, and that's why you live, is for that. But addiction is you want something different, but it controls you and you have to have it, but you want something different. But obsession is you love it, and that is the right thing for you.
Yeah, I think you're addicted too.
Well,
obsession and addiction are two different things.
Chuck, you're saying the opposite of Branden then.
You saying he's addicted to radio or addicted to gambling?
I think he's addicted to gambling.
No,
but
radio.
He has an obsession for radio.
But I think he's obsessed with radio.
Okay,
Yes.
so the obsession is the positive version.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Now,
well, not always, but it's meant to be a good thing.
Well, people that are addicted to what they do, they say, I love my job. I'm addicted to my job. I'm addicted to this person or whatever. So if they're using Branden talk, they should say I'm obsessed, which then sounds creepy and illegal.
Well, addicted, it comes with the negative side effect with it. Yeah, there we go. Check my backup, man, with the words. All right. But obsessed is a positive thing. It's usually something with love, I feel like, and passion. But addiction is something you can't help. You have to have it.
Okay, so throw the caveat into the definitions. We should probably go to Google and see what the actual definitions are. But throw the caveat to, would you then say if addiction is negative, then what would make it negative is if you are so addicted / obsessed with something that it creates a negative environment because of that addiction and or obsession.
Yeah, I think that it's creating a negative environment for you.
We're not to me yet. We're just talking about in general.
Oh,
because
addiction.
Because I could say that, and most people could say that about anything that they enjoy doing. Like, let's just say someone enjoys going hunting on the weekend with the fellas. Okay. I'm addicted to hunting. I'm addicted to the sport. I love doing this, but my wife hates that I leave the house so much. So now you've created a negative environment because of what you're addicted and obsessed with. But nobody would say that people can be addicted to hunting in a bad way unless you're killing people. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like they're using it in the wrong context then. I feel like they are more obsessed with hunting than they are addicted to it, because they could go without it, but and it's not a bad thing, but they love it and they have a passion for it and they want to do it.
But you're not throwing in the caveat. You agreed that in order to make it negative, it would have to create a negative environment somewhere. Anything that someone is obsessed and or addicted to, I guarantee there's been at least one time, both of y'all too, whatever it is that you enjoy, that you've created some type of negative environment because of your, tunnel vision of what you're doing because you love to do it.
I think we're overthinking it. I think there's only 4 things you can be addicted to. There's 4 things, the big 4, right?
What are they?
Number 1, drugs and alcohol.
That's 2.
Number 2, nicotine, smoking, chewing tobacco, right?
I'm doing the first 2 right now.
Number 3, sex. Number 4,
gambling.
Boom. Thank you. You said it, not me.
Right.
Yes, that's
What's
it.
5?
Well, first off, I don't believe people can be
4.
addicted to. I don't believe people can be addicted to sex. I think that's a farce. Anybody, that's ridiculous. That's just an excuse for guys or people in general to cheat. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. So yes, of course, people could be addicted to gambling because it creates the endorphins and it gets a rush, and then when you're down, you want to go up and stuff. And absolutely.
Well, that's what you're saying earlier. You were down and you went up and you got up.
Right.
So is that addicted?
No, it's part of the game. But I'm just saying, there are people that are addicted, that creative. Like if I were playing poker, see, this is my definition of it. If you are doing something for so long and it's creating a negative environment and you can't control it, you ignore it, you're losing your family, you've gambled away your savings, trying to get even, and those types, when you're at that level, that's a problem. Someone like me that goes once a week, rarely twice a week, once a week, and I go up there to decompress. And yes, I do it for content. And yes, I do it for networking. And yes, I do it for a bigger picture because I'm trying to get this company as a sponsor of this podcast. So there's a lot of different reasons why I go up there. And yes, I do it to make money, but most importantly, I do it because I have fun. And for the most part, I like the people up there. They're pretty cool. And I like to see what I am addicted to. I will tell you this. I will agree to this. What I am addicted to is people watching. I love watching. I don't like necessarily hanging out with them, but I like watching them. I like how people function, and I like to understand why. You understand what I mean? Like I saw almost a fight between 2 people the other day. I saw 2 guys almost get into it because one guy was being a total dick. Like just to sit there and watch it going, this is real. Like this is the shit you read on the internet. Like, this is real. People actually act like this. That is my entertainment. I think it's funny. And I just sit there quiet. I'm actually a very quiet person at the poker table. Very rarely. I don't talk too much.
Okay. So you would say you're obsessed with gambling and not addicted to gambling.
No, I'd say I enjoy it.
Joy.
Immensely.
Yeah. Third option. Didn't see that one coming.
Because it doesn't create a negative aspect in my life. I like.
So
if
then
I,
why wouldn't you be obsessed with it? Because you love to do it no matter what.
I think
You love it as much as doing this.
No, God, no, not even.
Oh,
close.
you don't know? Okay.
Oh, not even close. So that's another thing is, if I were addicted to it, then I would go up on Mondays, even though I have work to do. Like, Mondays is my big work day, when I'm editing and doing stuff for the radio shows and all that kind of stuff. Then I would find myself up there at Mondays and I would push my work off. And that's what I'm talking about, creating a negative environment with an addiction.
Yeah. So then you're pushing off your priorities. Okay.
Right. So like a couple weeks ago, I didn't go at all that week because I had things going on that week.
Okay.
Just stuff like around the house. Like, I had to do stuff out in the yard and those types of things.
Okay. All right. We'll revisit the problem in about a month. We'll see how it is.
Yeah.
We'll check in again.
But there's guys up there that go every day. I mean, this is what they do for a living. This is how they make money. And they, like, there's one guy up there, this guy, Nate, really nice dude, like really, really nice guy. But this is what he does. And, a lot of times I'll be at the same table as he is. And I was talking to him the other day and I asked him, I said, what's the most you've lost in one night or even in one hand or something? He said $7,000. Right. That's what I said too. And I'm like, where do you find this money? Like, do you have to have another job or something? He's got no other job. He'd borrow it or something and he gets it back and blah, 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 blah. And there's this other guy that I met. He's a sales guy at a radio station. And he plays in games where people are losing $100,000 plus a night. And there are people that you look around this poker room and you go, where the fuck do you guys get all this money? Like, this 25-year-old kid, how do you have I mean, you're a great poker player, but there's no way, because that 30% of that 30-70, the luck part, is going to run out. It always does. You can't run good every day. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. You know what I mean? Like, you'll just lose. And they're
on the way to addicts. Then they're gonna lose all the money and then just be down. Gone.
I don't disagree with you that there are people addicted to it, but I was addressing the fact that you said I was. That's what I had a problem with.
We're on the route there. We'll we don't have enough evidence yet. If Chuck was still a Fed, we probably would have got a confession for you as of last episode. Chuck likes to do that.
He's in denial, man. It's okay.
Look at him. He's getting his eyebrows up. Like, okay, we got the evidence on you.
No, it's
Mr.
okay,
Bailey.
man. I as long as he's not losing his house and he's still married, you're all right.
Well,
Yeah.
we
Can
are
I have it?
we are selling. We found a manufactured home that it's a lot less expensive that we're gonna decide to get into.
Just more. It makes more sense. It's just two of us in the house. Got an office in the back, podcast studio, one bed, one bath.
I told Rach it's no big deal. 3 hours away from the spa, you can make it. It's it's a lot cheaper and it's a lot financially beneficial to us to do it this way.
Our house is better than the neighbors. They're close to it. They're all nice. We got the only 2-bed in here. We got the only 2-bed, baby.
And I told her, I said, oh, look at that. Is this live? We just got booked for an appointment. That's crazy. That's kind of neat.
That's beautiful.
It's very exciting. You have no idea. It's very, very exciting. Very exciting. Hold on.
If you lose your house, if I find it, can I have it?
It was Chuck that did it. Oh, sorry. Why would you do that?
What?
What? Like you planned this? That's what you've been doing this whole time while you're quiet. You went and booked.
What? No. Who booked?
You did.
What's his name?
No, it doesn't matter what his name is.
Oh.
Booked what?
Oh, you're trying to set me up for the funny haha joke.
No, man.
That was the big payoff. You're quiet for 20 minutes so you can go on to AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com and book a fake appointment.
No, it's not.
I just got a text from Rachel going, Chuck, what a dick.
Wait, I thought we were talking about moving into a manufactured home.
Yeah,
No.
his whole funny thing was he went to
It's
the
not a
website.
funny thing. I got a surprise for you, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, is it coming up with what's up, Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it this segment.
He's not,
No, we got to. I got to pee, and then we got to do it. Come on.
He's freaking. He's what's it called? Not protesting. He's
He's silent testing.
What's the other word for protesting?
Owning the podcast.
No.
That one too.
Not talking to us.
He's so passive aggressive.
Yeah, shut down. You get mad at us when you say, "Oh, now you're shutting down." No,
Yeah,
you're
now
shutting down.
you're
You tell us
shutting
that.
down. He's shutting down.
I'm not shutting down. What are you talking about? I scheduled the What's Up Chuck for Thursday's episode. You can't make it, then you'll have to push it on to next week. It's for
All right.
Thursday.
All
We
right.
got to do it now. I want to hear it. It's
I
important.
guess I'll talk to you offline. We'll just have the conversation off air.
Yeah, it won't sound as good. Let's do it. Let's do it live. We're about to switch to live right now. I'm gonna switch it real quick.
No.
No, you're not.
I can do it. I can do it. I have the power.
Brandon, do you know the term passport bros?
Oh yeah, yeah. I know them. That's why I carry my passport around because in case I need to be one.
Is that real? Is that why you carry it?
Well, not initially. I lost my license, and then I just kind of carried it with me. And I was like, in case I do need to leave the country, and I need a little bit of clam, a little bit of strange out there in Colombia, I might need to hop on a plane and go there.
So your boy Neil's a passport bro.
Oh, you know,
Really? Hell yeah, Hooker Neil doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Okay. So this another reason why I go to the poker room to have these conversations. I finally met Fredo. We were talking about this guy Fredo the other day, and he looks like Joe Pesci, and he sits down next to me, and I just took like $600 off of him. And the brush came over and said, "Hey, Alfredo, did you want to move to another?" I was like, "Are you Fredo? You're Fredo. You're Fredo." He goes, "Yeah, I'm Fredo. I'm Fredo." I was like, "I heard that you sell pictures of your feet on OnlyFans." And he goes, Mark told you that." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I don't do that. That's a joke because I always call him gay." And this guy, Mark, was at a table in another row, and he screams across the poker room, "Hey, Mark, you're a Gaisler," like out loud. So I was like, okay, so it's not real. He goes, "No, I'm not real." I was like, "Well, I do a radio show, I do a podcast, and I wanted to have you on as a guest. I thought it was interesting. You're a dude, you're selling pictures of your feet on OnlyFans, posing as a woman to fund your poker." And he's like, "Well, I also own a banquet company. I make a lot of money at the banquet business. You ever got a banquet? You hire me. I come out there and I do good banquets." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't have a banquet thing, so never mind." He goes, "Well, you know what? You should still have me on your show." I said, "Okay, why?" And he goes, "Yeah, because I'm a passport bro." I said, "What the fuck's a passport bro?" "You don't know what a passport bro is?" I said, "No. What is a passport bro?" He goes, "Me and my guys, we travel. We go to South America. We go to Puerto Rico. We go to Brazil. We go to, Venezuela. We go to all these places. We got places and we got girls there. We go with the girls. We party down there. That's what we call ourselves. We're the passport bros." I'm like, "So you just travel out of the country to get laid?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's why we got our passports."
Yeah. Dude, when you go to these countries, you got beautiful women. A lot of the time, they're not whores like the ones you find in America. For the most part, sometimes you go to Thailand, you might find one that used to be a boy, now is a girl. Mine's got fucked a lot. But the chicks really want to go like Colombia. But you go to these places like these bars, and they're conversation bars. So there'll be a bunch of tables. You'll have like different flags, like I'm from Brazil or Portuguese or Spanish or Italian. And then for us, if we're American, we go sit at the place with the Star Spangled Banner on it, baby. We got the American flag. We speak that English, and women want to learn English. They might be in college, in their shitty country that's not really that good. So they're like, "All right, let me learn English from this guy." So you start talking to them. They're like, "Oh, he knows English all the way. He can teach me something." And then you start flirting with them and get drinks, and then you go home and bang them and whatnot, and you got a good time. And you just keep doing that on repeat, and then you go back to the United States and you come back. So it's just wash, rinse, repeat.
You know who else does it? And Jason, you know him, and he does it a lot, is Chris Murphy.
Really?
Yeah, Chris
He's
is
the guy that's on the social media that's kind of
Yeah. Well, he was in the band. He was the harmonica player. But he moved to California and he got a divorce. and he found out his wife was cheating on him. I'll let him tell you the story about the Ring camera. But anyway, so he gets divorced, and all of a sudden he's like going to Nicaragua. Nicaragua.
I got canceled right there, baby.
Careful with that one.
We're done. All right, pack it up. I'm packing up. I'll see you.
Just call it the end country.
Yeah. The Belize. He goes to all these places, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Like Colombia. I'm like, "Dude, you're gonna get killed."
That's a big one.
He was going alone, and he's like, "Man, you have no idea." He said, "These women love American guys." So he texted me like 2 months ago with a picture of this girl. Man, she was I'm talking out of his league. Like if he was a 4, he's like a 3.
Pull it up.
She's like a 12. She's beautiful. And he's like, "I'm marrying this one." And he was like trying to make me think he was serious. And I've been to all of his, I haven't been to all of his weddings, but I've been to a few of them. And he was going to get married again in like Central America. And dude, he let me believe it for like weeks. I thought, I was like, dude, Chris moved to freaking wherever, and he's married to this chick. I was telling everybody that knows him. And then he called me and told me I was stupid, and he was just kidding. But it's a big thing.
Is it text or text it? You keep saying you've been doing this for a couple weeks, and it's driving me insane.
He texted me.
It's not text it.
Text
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You texted me.
I received the text is the present. I'm going to text you is the no, I'm texting you is the present. I'm going to text you is the future, and I texted you
Past
is the
tense.
past.
Yeah.
I text you.
I texted you.
Or you could say I don't like that. I say I sent you a text.
Well, he texted me.
It just hurts when you say it.
I can't say it yet. It
He
feels
is
weird
one-
when I say it.
And he's not, he's better looking than Neil. I mean, Neil, but
Yeah,
well,
but Neil's got a thing about him. Neil's got a funny, go jolly, try to find my penis thing about him.
and he throws money. He throws money into it. Like Neil doesn't play games. Like Neil's not about going to the bar and trying to find them. Like Brandon's whole idea of
where did this start? When did this start? When did this become a thing?
expats, man.
Yeah.
Expats.
Yeah, like Nate. Yeah.
Yeah, like Costa Rica. These guys would get out of the military. They would look around and be like, okay, well, I've lived everywhere. I've seen the world. I've traveled. I'm comfortable. So that's why Costa Rica blew up with all these Americans, because it was safe and the women loved Americans. Not so much anymore. Too many Americans got flooded.
You got to go. I want to go to Japan and find me a green-eyed girl.
Okay, you can't go to Asia for this.
Japan's cool.
No, but unless you have blonde hair, they're not going to be into you. You got to do.
I'll dye it, and by the time I get them back to the U.S., they'll be like, "Oh, it's brown again."
And do you really want to?
So the girl. So okay, I'm just understand this because I'm totally new to this term. I mean, it makes sense. I'm not an idiot. Makes sense. But I enjoy learning new things, hearing new things. It's trendy. This is cool. So where did this start? Did this start with like one person on social media, and then it just kind of blew up?
I think
The first
Costa
time
Rica is where it kicked off, right?
The first time I ever heard about it, the actual thing that coined the term passport bros, about a year ago on TikTok. And the dude, that's where I heard about him going to Colombia, and he showed us videos where you go to these different bars, and it's a bilingual bar or a language bar. That's where I heard about it. So I've known it for about a year and a half, probably.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't do it in Europe, because I tried it in Europe. Like I was single for a little while, and I was in Europe, and dude, they want nothing to do with you. But if you go to Brazil, dude, you're like beating them off with a stick. Like, I mean, these women are like,
You're foreign there.
Oh my God. And they're all over you just because you're American. So it's
what
definitely,
do they want? They can't all want to learn English. They want
They want a
better
relationship.
life.
They want a green card.
Yeah, they want a better life. They want to get
They
out
want
of
America living.
That's it.
Okay, so once they do that, and you bring them back,
And Brazil, their national average for penis size is smaller than ours.
Okay.
how do you know that?
I've seen some podcasts.
Most pilots that
We
we
did.
flew with out of Washington Dulles, they would have a family in, when I say most, like a lot, they would have a family in the United States, and then they would have a family in Brazil. So they would have a wife, kids, everything. And that wife and those kids knew dad had another family up in America, but they would fly down, they would stay for a week, they would spend time with their kids and wives, and then they'd come back. But the cost of living is so low, they could put these families up in really, really nice houses down there for $100,000. And so these pilots were like, yeah, dude, I'm going to see my wife. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, man. Like, are you dual citizenship? And he's like, oh, no, my other wife's in DC. He's like, I just go down here to this one. Like, it's not a big deal to them. It's common.
And the wife in the United States had no idea, obviously.
No idea whatsoever. None. But the ones down in South America, didn't know. They were always on board.
So it's a business deal, essentially, because I mean they're gonna keep their mouth shut. Like I would never tell the Brazilian family because now they've got ammunition, right? But so they know they're cool with it. Come down, I'll give you sex, do whatever you want, butt play. Just make sure you're paying the bills and you give us a better life.
That's it.
But once you lose your job and you stop paying, you're out it and your whole life is over.
And then they call your wife and they use Hilton Honors to do that. Just so you know, that's how they always get busted.
Hilton Honors. They put them in a Hilton?
No. So the wives, they would not know. Like this happens a lot with the pilots. So the wives, they'll get like in a divorce or they'll get a situation where the pilot's like, I don't want to be with you anymore. Crazy South American girl. But that lady doesn't know any of the dude's contact information, like his wife or anything like that. So they would call Hilton Honors and say, hey, I need to be connected to this Hilton Honors member. Here's the name, blah, blah, blah. And then they would patch you through to the number on the list. And they would say, I need, can you patch me through this number? Well, if they got it answered, they would count. There were so many situations where these women were getting woke up and Hilton Honors was like, hey, we're patching you through. This person says they're a relative and they're in South America. And then the lady would be like, hey, I'm sleeping with your husband. He has a family down here in South America, blah, blah, blah. And that's how they would get through to them. It was a big thing. We had investigations on it. Yeah. A lot of it, because now you're talking about having a third country national, and these guys are just getting screwed by Hilton Honors. It was bad.
Did Hilton Honors not get sued for like breach of privacy or something?
It was nobody ever envisioned that would be the way to get somebody's contact. But once that got out, you got to get your contact information off Hilton Honors. Don't put your wife on there.
Every bitch in Brazil got the Hilton Honors number. Oh, honey, he fucked you up. Call hitting on us.
Yeah.
All their cell phones is like the VIP contact is Hilton Honors. They all know it by heart.
It's like 911 down there. Like, have you been having a family with an American pilot? Call Hilton Honors.
So do the locals, like the local guys of these countries, get pissed off about this?
Yeah, dude, they hate Americans.
Oh, and passport bros, yeah, they've been lately because it's been circulating online. They're starting to get killed.
Yeah, especially in like Sao Paulo, those are
Colombia.
rough areas. Yeah, they hate Americans.
Really?
Yeah, it's not a safe place to go.
All right, so any guy, let's just say you're not a passport bro, you're not doing this, but a single guy that goes to South America to vacation is obviously looking to hook up, right? Get laid. So they go down there, they sleep with a girl, which I'm sure is very easy to do. There's a good chance that a local dude, if he sees that guy talking to even a local girl, is going to confront him.
Yeah, don't do it. Do not do it in Argentina or Brazil. That's the rule of thumb. And they put that out to the State Department with the Air Marshal Service, telling the Air Marshals to stop in those two countries because there were so many Americans getting attacked because they would go to bars and buy drinks. And next thing you know, you're getting rolled in the back parking lot.
Yeah, dude, it's rough down there in Brazil, especially just in general. Like my dad, when he went down there, he had to have private security with him the whole time. He went to check out the Delta location, and then he went to the head manager down there. And this dude's got like barbed wire fences, like Constantine wire all around his house. He's got a big, nice house, but it's rough down there, man. It's bad. I would never go down there as an individual, and I would definitely not talk to anybody.
Surprisingly, African women, like the African guys, don't care. They kind of promote it. Like we were in Senegal, and we had guys that were with me. One of the guys' his name was Derek. I can't remember his last name. And he proposed to an African chick. He was sleeping with her for 6 months while we were there. And we were all like, what is going on? And she was I can't remember what they call them. They don't call them prostitutes. They call them something else. But those chicks, man, they will latch onto you. And the African guys are like, good job, man.
Right there, brother.
Yeah. Because they want the white women. So they're kind of
like, you, brother.
Yeah, good for you, man. Take her out of here. One less I got to deal with,
Tag out. That's funny.
He got engaged to a prostitute in Africa.
Wow. So
he loved her so much. It was awesome.
So this guy tells me, this Fredo, and he's going to, by the way, if all goes right, he's going to be on the next episode and he can walk us through this and he can tell us all about it. So he was cool with it, right? I mean, I was like, I was fascinated by this whole thing. Again, it's something that I never heard before. I didn't know. And he was just like, yeah, me and my buddies. And like, this is the life of a lot of these people in the poker room. They're single. They can stay up till 3, 4, 5 in the morning playing cards. They can sleep until noon the next day. There's very little to no responsibilities.
They sound addicted.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's no pets. There's no kids, or the kids live with the mother. I mean, like, and they're, in their 40s, 50s, 60, years of age. Like, that makes me sad. That's like one of my biggest fears as I get older, is to not have something, right? Is, I worked for 30 years in the radio business, and I'm watching it crumble before my eyes, and trying to every day figure out the magic solution on how I still fit into the industry I love. And I think I'm coming up, like by doing the podcast and syndicating it on radio stations is part of the idea. And we've accomplished that, so that's good. It's not anywhere near where I want it to be. There's another idea that I'm getting ready to start that is part of that process. But I look around and I see people in my industry that aren't doing what I'm doing, nor do I think they know how to do it. Because I remember when I started this, if it weren't for Nate, I would have never been able to pull it off. Never would have been able to do it. I didn't know how to do it. It's very difficult for radio people to do this. And of course, all the buttons and the hookups and all that stuff, you have to learn all that. Anyway, I see people in my industry that are older than I am, that have been doing it longer than I have, that have just always thought, hey, look, I've been in this market for 30 years, 40 years. There's no way they can let me go. I bring too much money into the radio station. My ratings have always been good, and they're gone. And no one else is going to hire them, nor are they going to move from that market. And there's nowhere else for them to go, because that format that they've been successful in doesn't exist anymore. That's terrifying for people like me. Just like people like we've seen, back, like, say, take the boomers that worked in the mill, that worked on the assembly lines, and those jobs just go away. And like, that's what they did. That's the only thing they knew how to do. How do you expect them to jump into a new life? It's very difficult. You know what I mean? So I see these guys in the poker room that are these passport bros. Some of them own businesses, but some of them have nothing. Like, they're 50 years old. They have nothing to show for it. They had a life. They had a prior life, but this is all they do now. And then they turn around and bang Brazilian whores.
I don't fault them for it. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, but I don't understand why they don't just like live down there, because it's so much cheaper. Maybe just come up to America for 3 months and just gamble, win some money, come back.
They don't want to die.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you go to I guess out of all the countries, Mexico is probably the safest.
Oh, get out. Mexico.
Out of all the Central and South American countries, I would say Mexico is probably the safest.
So you think Mexico's safer than Belize, the end country?
Nicaragua just sounds bad. I'm not going there.
Costa Rica.
Maybe Costa Rica. Okay, maybe Costa Rica.
I mean, dude, Mexico's the last place I would go.
And Mexico's extremely dangerous.
Extremely. Colombia is getting better, but Mexico?
They're all trash, honestly, though.
Oh,
they're like downtown Atlanta.
Atlanta's probably worse, but I would rather go to
I could never live out of this country. Now, I've never been to too many places, but you see like everybody post Trump, they're, the celebrities, we're moving to this and we're moving to that. And I guess maybe if you have a house in London and you spend 6 months out of the year, it might be different, but I've got, this is nobody's ever going to make me move from my home.
So no, dude, I put in for a job when I got out of the military with MI6. And I was like, dude, my goal is to just go join MI6, work over in London or work over in Europe and just raise my family there. So I got a call back for a position in Versailles, France. And I don't know if I'm saying,
or Versailles.
Is it Versailles? I don't even know. Versailles. I don't know.
I think it's Versailles.
So I was like, dude, this would be a great opportunity. And they were like, what language do you speak? And I'm like, I'm an idiot.
Southern, baby. Southern Georgia.
And so you know what the starting salary is for these positions?
30,000.
60,000 euro, which over there is like 80 $75,000. Over there, you're living like a freaking poor person.
It's like California.
I can't do that. There's no way.
Yeah,
so
retarded.
I would love to live overseas, but it's just too expensive.
That's why you got to live in a poor country, you know? You got to live down there where they don't have money.
You die. That's
but
the problem.
This is what I've thought about. Imagine that you had 100 people that banded together and they had, let's just say 100 grand or even 10 grand, 100 people at 10 grand. And then you just have, you just go over on a boat, go over to like Haiti or the DR, and you just take that motherfucker over.
With 100 people. With 100 people.
100 people and advanced guns and stuff, you know. But I said they really ain't got shit over there.
So you're gonna invade Haiti with 100 people and advanced weaponry.
Yes.
You're not
take it over. You got a dude named Hamburger leading them.
I think
you'll be our general. You got us in there. You know how to do it. You know how to get it done with 100 people.
I think Versailles, wasn't that the treaty of?
Yeah. Yeah.
Must have been.
Hitler took them back to that same spot where they lost on World
Maybe
War
that's
I.
why. Maybe that's why I didn't get the job. Is I was like, oh, Versailles, huh? Sounds nice.
Is that where Zales is from?
I'm like Versailles.
And what's MI6? Is that like Men in Black, but Men in?
That's the British version.
Yeah, it's like they have offices everywhere. Like a lot of people do Interpol.
It's CIA, right? But for British.
It's not as advanced. I mean, people are like, oh, Interpol. All Interpol does is just, essentially put out the bolos. So like be on the lookout for like Brandon Thrasher would be a wanted.
I got one of those. No, I really do.
And if you had a wanted, they flag you. So when you travel and you get stuck in Geneva or wherever, then somebody from Interpol will come and pick you up.
That's why I don't travel to Europe anymore. I can't go back there.
I think I have a lot of speeding tickets. I was worried.
I do too. I have about 15.
Do you have a speeding ticket in Germany?
I have
it was in London.
No, me,
Branden.
I got one in England.
I've got a lot in Germany. I've got at least 10 tickets in England. I mean, Germany that I've never paid.
Yeah, you were there for 40. Hold on, stop. You were there for 48 hours.
No, I was there for 6 days.
And you got 10 speeding tickets in 6 days.
No, not 10 speeding tickets. I got 10 tickets in general. I got 1 ticket for driving through an outdoor mall. I got MP5s pulled on me. They were pointing it at me. I thought we were okay. And then we were not. We pull up into this mall because every fucking road in Berlin is cobblestone. So I just figured, okay, I can turn down this road. Here's a cop car. I'm going to park behind this cop car. I park behind the cop car. We go inside the mall to get food. We come out of the mall. I hop in the car. I see a cop walking up behind us. He's like, oh my, August, this guy's writing us a ticket. I'm going to pretend I don't see him. I'm going to drive off. So I drive straight and I got a cop yelling at me, pointing a gun at me, telling me to stop. So I stop, come over. You do any drugs, drinking? No. He said, okay, here's a ticket. You're in an outdoor mall. So, and then I got 9 more. I got a speeding ticket and I got like 8 parking violations because apparently nowhere in the city of Berlin can you fucking park on the side of the road. I don't know where to park. I don't know. I'm done driving in Berlin.
So you think you're a wanted man in Germany? You can't go back?
I had like $200 of 200 euros of tickets back in 2019. So they're probably pretty expensive now. They probably want like 20,000 euros.
You should go back there just to see if you get arrested. That'd be funny.
Oh, yeah. I can barely get out of Coweta County jail, let alone Germany jail.
All right, let me get to a couple of these living rent frees. Anyway, so Fredo, the passport bro, if all goes well, will be on the next episode. So I sent him to
get killed in Colombia.
Yeah, you go Fredo. Let's get Fredo. Tell us the story. So I hope I'm guessing it's real. It said it was real. I believed him. All right, living rent free. I want to pay your rent or mortgage next month for December. All you have to do is subscribe to the podcast. So when you go to thebaileyshow.com and you give me your story, make sure the email that you put into your submission matches the email that you signed up to subscribe to the BS podcast, not to the Spotify app or whatever, but to the BS podcast. All right, here we go. I'm doubling up on these because we're getting closer to finding a winner, and I want to get as many of these read on the podcast as possible. So here we go. You guys texting each other again?
No, I am talking to a guy that I posted a picture about. He said it's a boring story, but he thought it was a Thunderbird I was putting the engine in, but it's a Mustang because back in the day the Thunderbird was fun to drive around. But
that was my dream.
Gone.
When I was 16, I wanted
Thunderbird.
Not an old school, and it was the ones that they made like the 90s version.
92, yeah, I had one. That's what we had. My dad had one. He drove it forever. I remember riding it. He had to put like 3 transmissions in it, and then I got to drive around when I was like 9 years old.
What was the body style? Did you have the boxy one or like kind of the
It kind of looked like a Fox body almost, but it was a little longer. It was gray. It had a ground effects on it.
Ground effects.
It had the ground effects on it.
It was the one from Frank the Tank in Old School.
No. That's the old.
This one, it had the same engine as a Cobra that year. The only thing different was it wasn't supercharged, but it was a 4.6 V8.
I saw one when I was looking for a car when I was turning 16. They had these cars in the Barnett Bank parking lot. You know, they were like for sale, used cars or whatnot. And they had it was a light blue Thunderbird. And that was the new body style that year, I guess, or close to. And it had the ground effects. And it had kind of like a whale tail a little in the back. Oh, that was the titties.
Dude, it was great. It was a fun car every now and then to drive around.
Tinted windows. I was like, that's the car. Then I ended up getting a Prelude. Anyway.
Yeah, it kind of looked like that. It kind of looked like that a little bit. Looked a little better though. A little rough.
Okay, so the one that so I think that was the boxier one. This one was kind of taller and longer, that body style. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I say actually now that these are just on Google, but I say I can't find the one that it exactly looked like, but I'll find a picture. It wasn't a too terrible looking car. Yeah, it's a sports car still.
Again, thanks to Inspect All Pest Services, inspectallservices.com. If you're in and around the Atlanta area, looking for the best pest service as well as home services, insulation, gutter maintenance, and more, inspectallservices.com. They're allowing me to give you up to $2,500 in rent and or mortgage. Again, submit on thebaileyshow.com. Make sure your email that you submit matches the email that you subscribe to the podcast with, and then we'll find a winner here by December 12th, and it could be you, but just make sure you're not unsubscribing from the podcast. I've gone back and checked, and a couple of these really good submissions that I was holding as like finalists, I was checking to see if they're a subscriber. Like one week they were, and the next week they weren't. So that's not good. So check your credit card or whatever it is, or come back. Again, you can do that on thebaileyshow.com. Here we go. Got laid off on my son's first birthday on January 4th, 2024. Savings has run out. Don't want to lose the house. Already going to have a super slim Christmas for my 1-year-old. Don't know what else to say other than I love the show and you are doing amazing things. Keep up the great work. If you have any additional technical help or on the back end, I'd gladly work for peanuts at this point. Thanks, Chris. He did say his name.
You read it one more time. I was gonna digest a lot of information. It was really quick. Just do one more time, real quick.
Just got laid off on my son's first birthday on January 4th, 2024. Savings has run out. Don't want to lose the house. Already going to have a super slim Christmas for my 1-year-old. Don't know what else to say other than I love the show and you're doing amazing things. Keep up the great work. If you have any additional technical help on the back end, I'd gladly work for peanuts at this point. Thanks, Chris.
So I'm guessing he's got 2 kids is what I'm hearing, right?
No, he has
one kid. One
year.
kid, just one kid. Okay, one kid, probably like a sound guy or IT guy, I guess.
Probably a radio
got laid off. Maybe radio. Yeah, I say all the layoffs with that. So yeah,
I wish you would have put more into it because
that's what I'm saying.
I think it was great. I think he was straight to the point. He got laid off. He's hurting. He's got a 1-year-old. He has no way to work, but he's offering to work for peanuts. It's like that guy out there that has a sign. He's not saying, give me your spare change. He's saying, we'll work for food. Like, dude, I like this. I like this a lot.
I think we just needed a little more into it just because with all the past contenders really providing some beef, I think
he's not a writer.
Know who Chris is.
He's not a writer, Branden.
I will say this is the first person I think that's included his name. So he's
all their names are on all of them. I choose not to read them, but he put it into the body of the story.
See, he wanted his name read.
Yeah, he did. So Chuck's got kind of a point, right? Maybe this guy's too sad to write all the details, but he just needs to get it out and let us know.
I like the name part though. That really shows us his humbleness. That he included his name to make sure you read it because he knew you weren't reading names. I don't care if people know who I am.
I like Chris. Good job, Chris.
Good shit, Chris.
Do you want me to put finalist or
Absolutely. He's one of my finalists. I'm voting. I'm pushing him through. He's my gold button. Boop.
Okay, I got it. Finalist on there. Here's another one. Hello, Jason, Chuck, and Branden. I'm entering the contest, but the rent is not for me. It's for my sister and brother-in-law. Our year has been very stressful. Easter of 2023, our mom fell and needed around-the-clock care. She passed away in March of 2024. My sister couldn't keep a job because she was constantly helping my mom with her care because my brother and I worked. When she passed away, she helped our dad with his care by taking him to the doctor, cooking and shopping. Our dad passed away in September. Her husband works as an electrician, and they make ends meet every month with none going into savings for extras like Christmas. I want her to know, did I read this one already?
Yeah, this is the repeat. About to say, this sounds very identical. And then I realized it was a repeat. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think I read this one already.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we read it. I'll say this one sounds identically, like really close to the one we had last or 2 episodes
Somebody's just copying somebody else, and they're like, "I'm an electrician."
Change it a little bit.
My name's Chris. My name's Chris.
All right. Well, so there you go. Those are the 1.5 that I read for this one.
You got a free re-up, whoever that was.
Yeah. All right.
So
all right. Well, let's finish it up. Podcast and Pours 4.
Really not doing a what's up, Chuck? You really that mad at him?
No, I'm not mad. I just told you I'm doing it on tomorrow's episode.
Well, I'm unable to make it tomorrow.
Save it for next week. Sure, if it's good today, it's gonna be good then.
You're gonna want that. You're gonna be calling me about this one. I definitely want to have the conversation with you on air.
Okay. Well, I probably won't call you because you don't pick up and you don't call back.
So since we're not gonna do a what's up check, I'm just gonna let you know. I had a proposition that I can't turn down. So as you know, we're in Tampa, and the kids have never been to Universal Studios.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? I really don't want to drop that kind of money. 7 people, right? I got 5 in my family. My mom and dad are here. And I said, I don't want to drop that kind of money. And my mom said, well, why don't we take the kids? And you and Megan can go do whatever you want. I was like, eh. And then Megan said to me, she goes, well, what if we just booked a hotel in like Orlando, but we brought no clothes, like just what's on our back, and we ordered room service, and we just had 24 hours of just us.
Y'all think that's wild? You pack a hotel with no clothes? Bitch, I do that every time I go to a hotel.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Y'all just gonna have crazy sex all.
You going to a nudist resort?
It's gonna be feeling like one. So anyway, I was like, well,
there's a place in Kissimmee that is a kind of a swingers place.
But I said we got the Tuesday live broadcast thing, and she's like, oh well, if you don't want to do my plan, then we can not do my plan, even though your mom and dad are taking the kids to Universal Studios. And I was like, I don't know. I said, I really want to do it, but I got stuff to do. And she's like, what do you got to do? And I told her 3 things. 1, I got to go to Elixir because I had talked to Super Dave, and I was like, we're setting something up where I'm going to go in. I got pictures of the direct boxes and stuff for the guys. So boom, checking that off the list takes about 5 minutes. 2, I got to go to the place that me and you had texted about to meet with somebody and set something up for that Friday. Takes about 10 minutes. Check off. 3, I booked a spot at Alive after talking to Megan and saying, like, dude, let's just go to the spa at like a noon type little deal. And then we can go check into the hotel because check-in's at 2 and have our boom chicka bow wow. You know what I'm saying? So everything's in motion. This is quite possibly the greatest day and a half of my life coming up. And I knew that when I told you, you were going to be pissed. But
you better fucking live stream that night. Yeah, y'all both be you stand there jacking your dick off and you be sucking. I don't give a shit. You better be on that live stream, you piece of shit.
Brandon, when you drink, you get loud.
I know.
I don't understand why am I mad? At what?
Because I was going to miss tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what? The recording?
Yeah. And the live stream.
I don't give a shit.
I care that he's missing
the
live stream.
I don't
You
care about
bastard.
you. I don't care about you, Brandon.
I'm gonna find the hotel and I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna keep calling your
You're not gonna find the hotel.
That was the payoff, is that I was gonna be mad because like you always miss episodes.
I don't always miss episodes. I always miss it. If I miss an episode, it's because I'm working and I physically can't be there.
Yeah,
This is me
You missed
Not
the
working.
definition of missing the episode for whatever reason. You're not the most reliable guy, so I'm not mad about it.
Oh my God, that was so passive aggressive. Did you hear that? I'm not the most reliable guy. I've been very reliable. This time it's truly in my hands to make a decision, and I'm making a decision, and I need this decision. So that decision has been made, and it's going to benefit me greatly, and I'm going to come back a new man.
I don't understand.
You're gonna be happy.
What am I missing? I'm like, this was like some big set. So you're in Orlando, you're going to a hotel, you're going to stop by Elixir at my, so you can look at the run through of the event that you're playing, my event. And then you're going to the other place that I helped you book for your band so you guys can make money.
2.
And then you're going to miss the podcast. That's my,
And I'm going to Alive.
You're going to live. Okay. So
What did 4 have sex with his wife? Finally, it's been a while. I'm guessing.
My man. No. It's just, it's weird.
It's gonna get wild and dirty.
Yeah. Like it's weird. Like when you're married, I mean, Jason's had kids in the house, it's like a thing. It's like, you got to like lie, like we're changing light bulbs and put ladders up and stuff and block the doorways. None of that.
I figured I knew Branden knew, that you weren't.
No, I didn't. I swear to God, I did not do this event. He did not tell me today. So the only thing we talked about was I might be late. I'm pulling this engine, man. I got to take a shower, and that's it. I knew he was down there. I didn't know he was having this sex orgy or I don't know. No, not orgy. It just whenever I say sex, I just think orgy.
What hotel are you staying at? Are you staying on Universal property?
No. I'm kind of fearful to tell you that.
Why?
Really?
Yes.
You're gonna pull a Philadelphia Flyers on me, man.
Oh, I'm just asking. I don't give a shit. Like, what do you think? I'm going to call, send room service, put a banana in your tailpipe?
Well, I can see you guys calling my room over and over and over again.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Branden's face.
There's a place in Kissimmee that I can find the name of it.
Yeah, but the problem is we got to go to Sanford, and Sanford's like further.
15 minutes from my house.
Yeah, but that's why I'm going to Alive.
Yeah, you have sex at Jason's house.
That's 15 minutes the other way.
I'm not.
Would you let them have wild, nasty sex in your house?
No. Why would you want that?
All right. See, that's what I thought. So he can't come there. He's got to go to a hotel.
Yeah. I okay. Cool. I mean,
well, so anyway, that's where I'm going to be tomorrow, and I just didn't want to break your heart.
But I think what we're wondering is, are you starting these activities at 8:30 in the morning?
Well, so that's when the kids go to Universal.
So you're free.
Well, I'm going to be driving to Orlando to take care of all the business that I just told you about, including making my 12:30 appointment at Alive Ozone Therapy under the name Tommy Wellhung.
Oh, he had to get that out. He's so proud of that name.
He was doing it. It took him so long to do it in reservation too.
I know. That's why, like, when he was like, "What's his name?" That's why I didn't say it, because obviously
Chuck thought about this setup for a couple of days. Probably thought about it all day. He's like, "Fuck! I forgot about the Alive Ozone Therapy reservation. I got to do. I got to do it right now." Yeah.
So proud of it. So proud of it.
Oh man. So
we need to get him up on the. We need to get him up on the Tony stage and like Tommy Will. Shane Gillis.
So let me get this right straight. Your kids are leaving at 8 in the morning to go
7.
Even earlier to go with your parents to Universal. So y'all would have the house to yourself and your parents, right? But you've got to drive to Ozone Therapy, Jason's place. So you're thinking that'll make it seem better if I'm going to his establishment and missing the podcast.
Well, no, because I wanted to hook up. I'm not going to use that term. I wanted to meet up with Jason and Rachel tomorrow night, but you guys are doing the freaking live stream. So I told Megan, I was like, well, what if we just like meet them for lunch or I'm sorry, meet them for dinner? And she's like, all right, well, I guess we can get dressed for a couple hours. And I'm like, yeah. But then I was like, dude, the live stream, there's no way that he can do that. So I was like, but I still want to do the Alive thing because I want to do some videos from there and all that stuff. So I was like, all right, well, let's go do that. And then,
why don't you do the live stream and y'all eat at Jason's? He cooks for you.
Are you
for you? Look at him.
Are you missing?
You just want well, why would you even go? Why would you plan this whole day to do other stuff if y'all are supposed to be naked in a hotel room all day.
Dude, by the time check-in, I have to worry about check-in. I'm not booking an entire other day. Yeah.
Check-in at 2.
Don't think that there's not a strategy behind this.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
The hotel is totally an auxiliary part of the story. The most important thing is going to figure out the paid gig that I suggested. And are you going to the barn? Is that where you're going?
No, it's the other one. The music box or whatever.
Music box. Okay. So he's going there. And that's the important thing. That's numeral uno on his list.
I would hope so. He's like, I don't give a shit. I want to get naked with my wife. I ain't done that in 18 years.
And then, too, I'm in it too.
And then also just under important thing, the thing is going to Elixir to do the walkthrough or just to walk around, I guess. And then he's like, well, I feel obligated that I have to stop by. And then while we're in town, why don't we? So right. That's the thought process.
Dude, you're out. You know what number 1 is, and it's what you just put as number 4. And then since I'm doing that anyway, because what I was going to do is book a hotel in Tampa. And I was like, well, let's go to the casino because I love the casino here. Me and Megan always do really, really well. And I was like, but then the problem is my parents are going to be in Orlando with the kids. And my wife's like, well, what? Your parents are older. I mean, dude, I had to book my dad an electric scooter at Universal. And he was all complaining about it. And I'm like, dude, you're going to get enough first in line.
You're just dissing the kids off. Like, yeah, go with the grandparents. If they fall down, don't call me till 8 o'clock.
That's what I'm worried. I'm worried about it.
Why wouldn't you, if you're going to be in Orlando, why wouldn't you stay like on Universal property, like at the Hard Rock Hotel? I was just there the other night.
Well, because of the path. Because you got Sanford, which is like 33 minutes away, and then Deltona,
but you have to go back to. But you have to go back to Tampa. Eventually, but that's on your way back to Tampa.
I'm going as far as I can. Check in. I'm checked in. I don't want to drive back anywhere. I got to make sure I'm checked in.
What hotel are you staying at? That's nice enough in.
Oh, it's not. It's not.
You got to show up to check in. Is it? Do you access your room from the outside?
I'm looking right now. I think Megan. I think it's definitely a Hilton property.
But nice hotels in Altamont, Sanford. I mean,
no. It's like on the north side up there, by closer to you. Because all the rest
where he's staying.
There's no nice hotels up here.
Although, well, it's not in Deltona. It's North Orlando.
What's the address of the hotel?
Exactly. I'm not telling you that. I'll do a live thing from it and be like, "What's up?" But I'm not doing that.
Make sure you tag your location.
Oh, I can figure out where you are if you do a live.
I already know that if I tell you the hotel, Jason's going to show up with his computer at like 6 o'clock live streaming. He's like, "Yeah, hey guys, I'm at the hotel. Let's find Chuck."
No, you better worry. I don't fly down and surprise you.
You want to put some money on that? Me showing up with the computer.
But anyway, that's my plan. That's my vacation. That's my pre-Thanksgiving gift to me because I've been working a lot, man. I need this.
I'm just wondering what you're doing between 8:30 and 9:30.
Dude, it's a 3-hour drive, man.
Oh shit, that's a long drive.
It's a long drive. I thought it was like I mapped or I Google mapped it as like 2.5 hours, but with traffic, it's like 3 something.
So I was going to cancel this Tommy Wellhung thing. So you really going to go?
I am going to go. I just got my reservation back though, and it says I'm booked for tomorrow. That's not what I clicked.
Obviously you did. I mean,
you are going tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, it's Tuesday. No, wait. Oh shit. Yeah, it is tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
What time does it say?
11 a.m.
Yeah. Let me just tell your HR that I got to check I think I want to make sure that I can make that time. I think I was supposed to be like a 12:30 appointment.
Booked it. What do you mean? Can I make that time?
I was too concerned about the name and I wasn't concerned enough about the times.
7 a.m. Fuck it. I'll do it.
But I'm coming. I'm coming, baby.
Yeah, we'll fix it in case so somebody else that wants to book there is not going to have a problem.
Can I do that?
Just booking for the next 4 hours. Just name. Tell me long way. Pee-pee short cock.
All right, get your tickets Saturday, December 14th for Podcast and Pours 4. You got Saliva. Saliva is headlining our event. Doors are going to be at 4. This is a very rare opportunity. They're They just announced a big tour for next year. They just released their single Time Bomb with Peyton Parrish. So big things for Saliva going into next year. But this, you get to see them in a very intimate setting at Elixir, downtown Orlando, Saturday, December 14th, doing a special, very rare acoustic performance. Chuck's band Distinct Grace is going to open up, and we're now adding Riley Risa to the night. So she's going to pop up there with Distinct Grace and do some of her music and Christmas songs. She's awesome. It's funny. I saw a comedian, side note, a clip of a comedian. I don't know who he is. And this was when Santa Baby was banned by radio stations because of the woke run of how it's talking about taking advantage of the woman, drugging the woman. And he goes, so when I saw this, I was like, huh. And then I looked at what the number one song in the country was at the same time. So let me read the lyrics of Santa Baby and let's compare the two songs.
It was WAP.
What? Spoiler alert, drunk guy.
Sorry.
So he goes,
you forgot.
The number one song in the country is Wet Ass Pussy. So here we go. And he reads the lyrics to Santa Baby. And then he starts reading the lyrics to WAP or whatever it is. It's like, I mean, really nasty lyrics, like extremely nasty lyrics. And he's going back and forth. Dude, I was crying, laughing. But I was so angry because I was like, how did I not think of that bit? Like, how did I not? Because I remember when that happened, and I remember the conversation we had on the radio, and it sucked. It was just a room full of people, especially one being, oh, damn people out there on the left, like it was just not a fun conversation. How did I not grab the lyrics of the number one song in the country at that time? Jesus, brilliant bit, and I don't even think he was a big comedian. Like,
no, it wasn't. I remember seeing that though. It was just on a rant. It was a shitty quality video. He was on stage. Yeah. He's like, all right, Santa Baby has apparently offended a lot of people. Let's compare it to what our kids are listening to. Number one song. It's like, I hope you have a good night tonight, or send her off home. And it's like, I want you to suck on this wet ass pussy, wet ass pussy, wet ass pussy.
Yeah. It's like, so I'm still struggling with why this song is banned. I really have. It was funny, Greg. One of the better stand-up bits that I've ever seen. And it was so simplistic. And it was just good. Anyway, so we've got Saliva, Distinct Grace, Riley Risa, and we've got Santa Paramore Brown. Tickets. Welcome to Rockville, which you will not see a better lineup in probably decades. Linkin Park, Shinedown, Green Day, Rob Zombie, you name it, Lit. They're all going to be there. And that's a trip in itself for 4 days. So we got Welcome to Rockville tickets, and tickets to see Metallica in Tampa. But 2-day event, so that compliments from WJRR and more. We've got a live podcast and merch and stuff. So if you're in the area, please come out. Elixir, Saturday, December 14th. Get your tickets, thebaileyshow.com. VIP tables available, as well as hotel at the Hilton, downtown Orlando. And you can get 2 days. So if you're coming from out of town, you can spend the weekend in Orlando. Livin Rent free. We're coming up on the close on that. If you want me to pay your rent, become a subscriber of the podcast. I know this is a Freebae episode. Become a subscriber of the podcast. Submit why I should pay your rent, thanks to Inspect All Pest Services on thebaileyshow.com. And in December 12th-ish, that week when we record, we will have a winner up to $2,500 for your rent and or mortgage. You have to show proof of that. Like, share, follow all the social medias at Listen to the BS and more. And make sure you share our content. For the love of God, please share our content. If you liked anything from this Freebae episode, just share it and just say, I liked this, and try to get other people to listen. That's all I ask for. All right, Chuck, you got anything before we get out?
Yeah, man. Going through parents' old photos. I'd like to put a bolo out. If anybody's seen this little fat kid that's in my little league picture, right?
Can't see him. Now we see him. Background. Keep coming. Nope, can't see him. Can't see him.
That was
what
the
are we
official.
Looking at?
That was the official photo back in the day, 1987. They just let little fat kids in the background.
I'm glad we couldn't see him at all. There we are.
Nobody cares.
I think you're showing us a picture of the background, not the kid up front.
Oh, that guy back there?
Yeah, that was an official photo. That was my official baseball photo. Look, they just like let little.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fat kid in the front.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah,
that was me.
You. Oh, okay.
That was me when I was 8 years old. Jerk.
Oh,
Yeah, just taking it in, baby. Memory lane.
Branden, you got anything?
Yeah, man.
Good talk.
Y'all have a good time. Have a good day. Respect yourselves and respect your others and your elders and your mothers and your fathers.
That's funny.
Love you.
I have the addiction to gambling, and the alcoholic who, as we've seen in real time over the past hour and a half.
Are you really coming at me right now? Really? You coming at me drinking beer on a Sunday night? I'm just drinking some beer.
Branden, you're drunk.
I'm not drunk. I'll blow right now.
I bet you will.
I'll blow. I'm not drunk.
Yes, I am coming at you. What are you going to do about it? You called me I'm addicted to gambling. You obviously have an alcohol problem.
No, I have an alcohol obsession, as we found earlier. That is it's a positive thing. It's not a bad thing.
Okay. Well, if you think that way, I think that's you trying to justify. I think that's the term you used, trying to justify that you don't have an alcohol problem, but you keep thinking that.
All right. Well, if you don't have a gambling problem, I don't have an alcohol problem.
You know what? I stand corrected. You're not addicted to alcohol. You're obsessed with it.
That's what I just said. Yeah, I love it. I mean, I have a passion for it. It's not a bad thing, right?
You're obsessed, right? You're obsessed with your Bud Light.
I love it. It's my it's my
But
friends, my family.
I will say this is when you said that I was addicted to gambling, I didn't get angry at it. I didn't come across as angry or mad. I just explained it. I will say you kind of snapped back at me there. You look a little angry. That's usually a sign that you're addicted when you try to.
Well, I'm probably only angry because I'm a little drunk.
So that might be a problem. So
no, it's okay. It's a Sunday night. It's nighttime. As long as it's dark outside, you can be drunk.
I'd love to get the text version of you talking because I wonder if all the font runs together too. Sunday.
My Southern and my alcohol kind of run together when it gets this late at night.
Might have something to do with your education as well.
That's why these night episodes are so much better and the morning ones are so just
Well, I'm sure you probably drink then too, right?
No, I don't. No. If I was addicted, I would drink in the morning, but I don't. But you're not. I get off work.
You're obsessed.
Exactly.
Obsessed drinkers can drink in the morning.
No, that'd be addicted.
Oh, okay. I don't know the rules to an alcoholic. You tell me.
Well, you don't know the rules to an addicted gambler either. So I'm trying to figure it out for you.
Zap. Branden with the quick comebacks.
You don't even know.
It's like when his mouth opens and the words are on a delay and then they don't make sense.
Well, I'm gonna delay because the Wi-Fi is a little shit. All right, you fucking retard.
The Wi-Fi is you. Right. Well, that one was Chuck. That was weird. I don't know what happened there. You glitched. Maybe we're in some kind of simulation there.
Who, me?
Yeah, you glitched. You like moved your body.
Yeah. See, it's not my problem. It's y'all's.
That's what an alcoholic would say. You get angry and divert and start pushing other people.
An addict gambler would back me up too, so I appreciate it.
No. I'm not. Remember, I'm not addicted. I'm an obsessed gambler. As a fellow obsessioner, I'm just trying to help. That's all. As you saw my obsession, I see your obsession, and I'm just trying to let you know could be a problem.
Okay.
I don't
think it's a problem because there'd be a negative effect. There ain't no negative effect.
I think you're addicted to alcohol. Jason's addicted to gambling, and I'm addicted to sex.
Yeah,
I don't
we got problems
with your wife. Like, why can't you have sex with her every night in your bedroom? I don't.
Wait, do you have 3 little kids? It's like terrible.
Well, move them out of the room. I'm not asking you to have your son tickle your balls.
They bang on the door the whole time. Boom, 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 boom.
Bang back.
Y'all getting that loud?
No, they just wanted to come in.
Bang back with your wife.
They want water.
Boom.
Water.
It's like gerbils.
It's like the
freaking water tank's low.
It's like they're camels in the desert. Like they always need water.
Do you not know where the water is?
Why don't you put a fucking faucet in their room?
No, they want my water.
Why don't you put your water in their room? Say, all right, kids, we're going to play a game for, I don't know, how long do you last? 10 minutes?
I'm on a streak about 30 to 40 seconds. I'm a commercial.
Okay. So you're
in and out.
Now, are you a Sarah McLachlan commercial or are you a State Farm?
No, one of those, please enjoy a little Zen on YouTube TV.
Okay. So you're an ad.
No, when they don't have any more commercial time, there's like, oh, we got a little filler.
You're an ad where you technically in 5 seconds could skip through it.
Yeah, like all I'm hearing is, and then all of a sudden I'm like, all right, we're done.
I'm sure you can get your kids water for the ad time.
They want my water, dude. That's what I'm saying. I gotta be rid of them.
Why don't you line up your water outside the door?
like Halloween, like I have a little table that says, please take a sip. Only one. Like all the kids can go.
Or you could play a game and it's like Find Daddy Stanley.
Oh,
it's just
they want in the room, man.
Well, why don't you have them in the room and then lock them in there and then go into their room?
Oh, that's weird. We do that. We do the guest room once in a while because it buys you about 45 seconds when they're searching the house.
Yeah, that's one thing Rach told me when the kids were younger. I was very uncomfortable with that, what you're talking about. And so she's like, we have to be creative. And I was like, well, what does that mean? You know, I'm not doing it in the same, like I felt weird just in the house. And she had to explain to me that one, I'd have to get over that. And then two, you know, we just have to find ways to do it. So, you know, wherever we're at, whenever we're at, just do it. And which is great because I wasn't like that before. So,
but it's not marathon. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting.
But see, here's the advantage. Okay. Here, and I don't know if you're like me, like I'm horrible in bed. Like I don't last long and I have small penis, like just not a good lover. And if you're dating, that's an ex, right? That's a bad thing. This guy's not the one. He's not a good this and this and that. But when you're married and you have kids, especially small kids, that works to your advantage. It's because you can say, hey, look, I just want to get this over with before I want to get in and out before the kids find us. So we actually, if you're like that, you can play that up as a superpower. Like, I'm going to try to do it real fast. Okay. I'm going to
Yeah. And it works for a couple of years, but then we took them to Europe with us. So they were in the same room. So I didn't even get that like 1 week or 2 weeks that I normally get with a vacation of just normal.
Well, see, that's where you got to spend the extra dollars and put them in another room or a
hotel. They'll burn the hotel down
or another hotel.
They can't be alone. They're like weird or something.
No. Okay.
So
all right, don't have sex in my spa, please.
Okay. The Hocket machine.
There's only one in the Hocket. Now, if she fits in there while the Hocket's on, take some pictures of that. That's
neck to neck.
That's going to be interesting. All right. Well, best of luck to you. All right. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Again, thebaileyshow.com. Get all that stuff I had mentioned before, and we'll talk to you next time. But
Thanks for listening. Till next time, check out thebaileyshow.com. Make sure you share, follow on all socials. I leave you with these parting words.
Never got a pink slip either. You know what I would get? A guy would come around to my desk and say, "Get the fuck out of here!"
What do we want to talk about?
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com.
Yeah, baby.